they entered into the facility, a figure descended the stairs that they soon identified to be their contact, V. And that is where we're beginning tonight.
As I take a picture of him as soon as he comes down the stairs.
Let me know if the music's too loud.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Good?
Yep.
I'm gonna...
Joe, can you change your screen name?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. I just realized.
All of you put your fucking character names on your
Royal.
Yeah, Royal.
It's a new campaign.
Mordecai tonight, fucker.
I'm gonna be still crouched up on the counter in the corner and under the office gate. Can we tell what he looks like? Oh, sorry, Haley.
Thomas, we talked about this.
Talked about what?
Not photographing vampires. Kindred.
To be fair, I didn't know who it was until he came down.
That's fair enough. Second, I thought we were alone here. Minnie, can you sweep this place?
Very well.
I'd say out into nowhere since I assume you're here.
Yeah, she'll just appear from the counter. She just like stands straight up from where she was crouched, just walks along the counters, and will probably pass. I just have you as guest. On the stairwell, and she'll start looking around the area.
V, do you say anything as you're coming down the stairs? Yeah, you're muted, by the way.
Dun.
Mr. Boombastic.
Only fantastic.
Oh no.
Mr. Loba.
If he tripped his head, tripped and hit his head.
My friends are weird.
V, I didn't realize you had access here.
He did kind of give us the place.
Well, it was the prince that gave us the place.
But he gave us the keys.
No, the prince gave us the keys.
Oh, he was just outside the parking lot.
We had us here.
There. Oh. Now what? Because Mr. Boombody's gone.
No, wait.
Sorry, went to the bathroom. So V walks down the stairs on his cell phone, looking very disappointed. It's a problem, big problem. So, we'll come see her. Okay. Text me details. All right. He closes his cell phone and just kind of looks down, and everyone's shaking their heads as he finishes coming down the stairs. It's this place problem. No good. Not to find the place.
That was fast.
How did you get in here, V?
What do you mean how I get in the RFK?
Duly noted. What do we owe the pleasure of your company?
There's problem with this this location. We'll need to find you more suitable accommodations.
Okay. Anything we need to know about?
He looks back up the stairs. If you want to go look, you're free to, but wouldn't touch anything.
Wits and awareness, Minnie. You do slink up the stairs unseen.
I can still be seen while I move. It's only when I sit still.
Okay.
I'm quiet though, doesn't hear me.
Ooh, I want to see too. I'll start following Minnie.
I'm sorry, you said wits and awareness? Of course.
Always
wits and awareness. Okay, wits. Awareness. I am in love with this website.
Isn't it good?
It's so
It's
good.
very convenient.
Shout out to Demiplane.
Not a sponsor, but
Not a
should be.
sponsor, but I mean,
Sponsor us, please.
yeah,
Wink,
please.
wink.
4 successes. It's a great website. I'll search it.
4 successes. You see 4 bodies pinned to the wall in torpor.
Oh.
Wooden stakes going through each of them, penetrating through them into the concrete wall behind them. With so much pressure, there's cracks in the wall.
I'll just kind of cock my head. I'll look around the room to see if there's any sign of like someone else in this space or anything might have left behind. But if there's nothing, then she just walks up and starts looking through the pockets of
You see a lot of dust on everything in here.
what kind
And
of.
Thomas cocked his head at the exact same time that he
Just
did.
like dust. This building is very old and it's not been disturbed for quite a while.
I haven't made it to the
Is-
second floor. Give me a minute.
Is there dust disturbed in this room to indicate a struggle?
There's even dust on the stakes themselves. There's some footprints you can probably imagine that are from some, like a singular person walking around. They could kind of go back down the stairs.
I'll turn to Thomas and Mordecai as I see him coming up the stairs. Didn't the prince say something about missing 4 kindred before us?
Just look over your shoulder.
Um,
Yes, I believe we found them.
Did no one check this place before they decided to give it to us?
I look back at my phone to the text from the prince.
Asking for an update on the current objective.
Can you remind me what it said?
How is the trip going?
I text back, no sign of the other team. Found root cause. Found your old squad.
Gwen's going to call out to Haley. Hey, you're the one that's in charge, I guess. We were supposed to be answering my questions, and well, everyone just kind of got up and left. What's going on?
A lot of things. And well, we haven't found what we expected.
What were you expecting?
Well, we were expecting trouble, and I suppose we found it in you. There's some things that you need to know, and we're going to have to get some things laid out real quick. First of all, we've kind of touched on that you're dead and that you're something else now.
Yeah, but you
Hey,
never tell me. I'm dead, but what am I? What am I? A zombie?
we call ourselves kindred. And each one of us has a beast inside of us.
Is that like when I get really hungry? Is it?
This is Thomas raising his hand in game.
This is me reaching up and putting your hand down. Okay.
Your beast
This is me
drives.
pulling my gun
you.
out.
It is always hungry. That hunger is something that you'll have to deal with for all of the nights going forward.
So you're telling me that I have to only eat people?
Yes. However, what I'm about to tell you, or what I was about to tell you, is that what you did back there is completely unacceptable. There are rules that we have to follow.
Well, nobody told me any rules.
I understand, and we are telling you those rules now. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Ignorance is not an excuse. And if you broke any of those rules, namely, if you let people know who you really are, or what you really are, we are all in trouble. For
Why
you
would I tell
see,
anybody about this?
well, you left 3 people in the hospital with bite marks and anemia. You left a 4th in an alley with bite marks and anemia.
Well, I
Doesn't
was
take,
hungry, Haley. What do you want me to do?
well, we live by these rules so that we can all be safe. You didn't know we existed until a week ago, and these rules are how we keep that.
Safe? Safe from who?
Well, something that you'll learn is that you're not going to die unless something kills you. And most of what we do is preventing things from killing us so that we can live another night.
As a segue, boss man, have you seen what happened up here?
Give me the clip notes.
We found the
Full bodies.
missing group. Something staked him up to the walls.
Has anyone investigated the bodies while this speech was going on?
I
Roll.
would-
I'm gonna need an
Search them.
investigation check for you.
Sure thing, boss man. Is that a intelligence and investigation or what's an investigation?
We'll call it wits and investigation.
Copy that.
Shy, did you see my DM?
I did not.
If I were to assist, do I just give extra dice to Mordecai, or do I make my own roll?
You're investigating as well.
Yeah.
It's roll the same thing as Mordecai.
Every person assisting can add a dice to one thing.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'll give
I'm-
Mordecai an extra die.
Unless
I'm gonna
y'all
make you
wanna
roll.
search other things.
Or is this separate?
How powerful do you want it to be, Thomas? Like a brief few seconds, or like an actual full on?
Probably full on. Basically, he's wanting to use premonition. He focusing on Gwen to see if he can find out who turned her and ditched her.
Okay. Roll all of your available willpower.
Ooh.
I'll just roll with that additional dice from Gabo. Nice! 4 successes. I am a PI.
3 successes.
Three successes. You see a group of people surrounding an individual in a pink sweatshirt and a dark shadow rushing around at breakneck speeds. And then you come back to reality.
Okay. And what everyone else sees is Thomas is holding his camera up to his face, but he's not pressing the button. He's just looking through the viewfinder at Gwen. He's kind of staring the entire time.
And
With Minnie's assistance, that was a 4 on my investigation.
You notice that these stakes have been in these individuals for a long time. Much longer than a week, which is when this other party has gone missing. You also notice there is blood magic cast on these stakes.
I do not believe these are missing party members. Far too old. And there's a stench of magic.
Magic? What do you mean? Like Harry Potter shit?
No, blood sorcery. Only a select few kindred are capable of performing such feats.
I text the print. Not your old squad. What you're storing here?
No response. However, V's phone does make a ding.
He
It
checks
is
his phone.
it's a location ping. The old airfield.
He nods and puts his phone away. It's time to go.
Ooh, where are we going?
What shall be done with the 4 upstairs? I don't want someone to simply stumble across them.
We leave
No,
this
it'll be
place.
locked. It'll be fine.
It's been undisturbed thus far.
Very well. As I start to walk downstairs into sight of Gwen, Minnie just pulls her mask up to hide her face before Gwen can see her.
Gwen,
What?
we've got to move. We can answer some questions on the way.
Yeah, Gwen, we're going on a road trip. College people like that, those kind of things, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, road trip, sure.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The
It'll be fun, come
SUV
on.
still awaits.
V,
Yeah.
do we have a place to go?
Yeah, we have somewhere to be. Come on. Let's go.
I'll slide my latex gloves off and pocket them before slipping back on my cloth gloves and make my way to my car.
There'll be a tight.
You said you
squeeze.
went through the pockets, Minnie? While you were by the bodies? I just wanted to address that before we leave.
I did. Did I blow up with the blood magic?
You did not. There's no blood magic cast on the person per se. Give me an investigation and what's an investigation roll?
Okay. Wits. Come on. Investigation.
You got this, bro. Hell yeah.
No, 0.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell
You
yeah,
find
brother.
a red stone in one of their pockets.
Uh-oh. I mean, what the hell?
I'll say I'm assuming this is like now as we're starting to leave. Oh. What do you think this is? And I'll hold up the stone to Mordecai.
Ooh, that's the thing from Harry Potter.
If I may, I'll try to reach out and grab it.
I'll
What?
hand it to you.
What's in the cult?
Aha! I actually have dice this time. Ha ha
It's
ha!
weird. I don't want the rock off of the dead guy.
All right, rolling. I don't have a lot. I mean, not as much as I have investigation, but hey, dice are dice. 2 successes.
It's a bloodstone. It's a object crafted from blood magic by the mixing of 2 streams of vitae, used to track one another.
I'm guessing based off of that roll, I can't quite tell what the purpose of the stone is.
It's used to track one another. The 2 people who mix their
Oh,
blood, it
it's
makes
a-
2 stones, and the idea is they each keep them on their person or on something they wish to track. It's very common for Banu to use these, especially on missions where you're using some particularly expensive equipment that if you don't return, they can always track it down.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea
Uh.
if? Oh,
This is bloodstone. It is used for tracking. There is a pair to this.
Hmm.
for some reason.
We should leave it here.
I agree.
Oh yes, I'm absolutely not taking it. It's filthy. Says I slip it back into the pocket and wipe my hands off on the body.
Well, their partner either doesn't care about their demise, or there's another staked group out there. Does anyone know who these kindred are?
This used to be a Tremere chantry.
I could make a roll, see if Thomas has come across this in his 20, 30 some years.
Thomas has been in Austin quite a while.
Are they the princes or the anarchs?
Traditionally, Tremere has been aligned with the Ivory Tower.
Intelligence investigation?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're people of note, I might know who they are, but if they're just some Tremere group, I'm not entirely certain if that's something I'd be able to
This-
make a roll for.
I got 2.
This appears like it's the prince storing something here.
You have no idea who these people are, Thomas.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah, I don't know who they are.
So I take it this is why you wanted to succeed so desperately.
I certainly don't want to end up in a closet staked.
Is
Actually, pardon me one moment. And I go up into the room
Okay.
and look each of them in the eye and say, forget.
Make a roll for me. That's domination, right?
Cloud memory, charisma plus dominate.
Roll it.
What are you doing?
pardon me.
Um, 2 successes. You want me to roll for each one?
No, one roll will be fine. Unless you want to roll for each one, give me 1 second to get my notebook.
That's fine.
What are you doing?
They're not in torpor. They're just staked. They can see and hear everything.
But you're telling them to forget why?
Because they've seen you and heard you, saw you with their stone. I don't want any of that to come back to us.
Can
It's
you,
compulsion.
you can make them forget just by
Yes,
telling them to.
We are the guardians of the masquerade. We keep everyone in the camera safe.
Okay,
like
this is
Vanguard's
getting
better.
really weird. Are we leaving, or are we just gonna hang around this dusty, abandoned warehouse?
Yeah, come on, Gwen. This isn't a warehouse. This is a regular old house, and we're gonna go outside and we're gonna chill and we're gonna pretend to smoke doobies like the kids do. Come on, and I'll like grab her
Can
by the
you
shoulder
stop
and
saying that?
start leaning her down. What's wrong with doobies? I like the Doobie Brothers.
All right.
Leading her
Kid
outside.
thing. I'm 22. It's so ridiculous.
You don't want to know how old I am.
It has been noted as you all. Are you all leaving, or any of you
Yep.
staying back?
Nothing left for us here.
Cool.
Everyone out, lock the door, and file into the SUV with Garrett.
I'll-
V, are you driving separately?
I will ride with you.
Okay.
I'll
But you
slide.
better.
Away.
But we will choose the tunes.
I will slide into my Ferrari
As long as we
After-
don't break any copyrights.
after very much thoroughly as I can with such a short amount of time, cleaning off the spot that Thomas slid across on my hood.
Okay. Lead on.
So,
So who's
V,
driving? I'm driving. V driving? V
are you
driving.
driving V, or are you guys getting in the
No, of
SUV? What
course.
vehicle is you taking?
V gets in driver's seat SUV.
No, Garrett's driving. You just give directions.
All right. Maybe going down the road. I'll tell you where to go.
Minnie's gonna take her Suzuki. It's not a Kawasaki, it's a Suzuki.
Good choice.
I'll be trailing behind the SUV and the Ferrari.
Okay. The directions that V's gives you is about a 35 minute drive. You're going just outside of Austin. So we'll just make it simple. So everyone give me a dexterity and drive check if you are driving.
Dexterity.
You want to roll for Garrett?
I have rolled for Garrett.
Dos successes.
One success.
I mean, it's not like that's a failure. You're
I have
fine.
5 dice.
We're just driving. It's not like they're being chased or anything. You'll be all right.
Tell us you know it's truck.
As long as you don't tail in me.
Your
then
bike
you'll
is
not be all right.
particularly cold on this night, Minnie, which is a lot louder than it typically is. After the 35 minutes, you will arrive at the location without any problems. Is anyone having any conversations or anything at this time?
Gwen, as I was saying, rules. The most important rule is we have to keep the masquerade.
Is that like some sort of play?
The masquerade is what keeps us all safe. It is how we prevent people from knowing us, knowing about us, knowing we
So
exist.
it's like a nickname?
It's a fancy word for a secret.
Yeah.
Oh,
We are all
okay.
pretending that everything is fine, that we are walking around eating, breathing, loving. And the rule is that if any of the humans find out about us, we don't get to continue walking around pretending to eat and breathe and love. We get a date with the sun.
So let me get this straight. We have all these rules that we're supposed to follow for our secret masquerade. And we're supposed to eat people, but nobody's supposed to find out.
Yes,
But
you have
if
to be
the people
discreet
find
about
out,
it.
well, I mean, you saw I can overpower a man 3 times my size. What are any of the humans supposed to do?
Well, you're going to be very unconscious for all the daylight hours.
When your
All they have
phone
to do
pings.
is show up then, and you won't know anything.
Gwen, your
And-
phone dings. You get a text message.
There's a whole lot more of them than there are of us.
What's my phone say?
It's the radio group chat. Hey, bros.
And
Team meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Hey Haley.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, like, how long is this gonna take? Like all night, or are we gonna decide, am I free to go in the morning?
That that is all up to you.
Thomas is like trying to peek over Gwen's shoulder at the phone.
It's a
Your
smartphone.
friend on the
Very new.
motorcycle literally tackled me and dragged me to whatever weird place we were just at, and now we're going on some mystery ride through the city. What do you mean I can leave whenever I choose?
I didn't say whenever you choose. I said it was up to you. You remember these rules? Well, we have to preserve the masquerade. That is why, and I take out the list of all her victims and the ID of the guy that she just jumped. We need to close all these loose ends. We need to make sure that you haven't told anyone about your condition. And then we have to come to an agreement. We have always welcomed new blood, but you have to agree to all these rules, follow them. And honestly, we were here to solve the problem that was caused on campus. And usually when they send people like us, those problems go away permanently.
Oh,
But we didn't find the problem that we were looking for. You are altogether different problem.
that's very reassuring. Um,
So,
well, I mean, it sounds like your silly rules are really just there to keep us safe, but you keep dodging the question. Who are we supposed to be safe from? Why is everybody so scared? Aren't we supposed to be these powerful kindred?
so there was a group that thought about like that. There's a group that still thinks like that we should embrace the beast, be who we are. They're called the Sabbat, and they have given in to their monsters. And it was because of them that the first Inquisition came about. The the Spanish Inquisition, 1500s, a whole bunch of people died.
Nobody
Innocents,
expected it.
guilties. It was absolute catastrophe, especially for us. And since then, we have decided to keep the masquerade, fall away from the sight of humans. We are fairy tales.
We'll be there in 2 minutes, sir.
Thanks, Garrett. And right now, the only thing keeping the humans away is that air of the unknown. No one's gonna write or spend the capital to fight a war against monsters that don't exist. We want to keep it that way because they will certainly spend all that fancy money to wage a war against monsters that live among them. And if history has taught us anything, the humans will win.
Thomas, you know you don't have to raise your hand.
Oh. Uh, well, I was just going to ask Haley if we should really be lying by omission in this point and time.
Thanks, Thomas. Yes, Haley. Should we?
Is this the place, V? The abandoned airfield?
This place, pull in the second gate. Go to the fourth building.
The car pulls in. Minnie and Mordecai shortly behind.
So I'm going to make this real quick, Gwen. Like, put an arm around her. The government at large doesn't know we exist, but the people you should be afraid of. Have you ever seen Frankenstein?
Like as a kid, yeah.
So you know how the monster got chased by the group of villagers with their pitchforks and their torches?
Forks.
Everybody knows that movie.
Imagine where Frankenstein and the people who want us dead are the villagers, but they have twice the budget of the US military. And just let that
So,
sink
like,
in.
Listen,
Some-
it's very simple. It's very simple. He turns around and looks at Gwen. Gwen, you are very small, but very frightening, huh? Like very dangerous spider. What happens to spider when you are seen by people?
Mm.
You get squished. Don't be seen. It's very simple. Don't draw attention to yourself. And V will get out of the car.
Yes.
Car comes to a stop.
And there are 6 rules. The first of which is the masquerade, and the most important. And we'll get to the rest when that time comes.
Yes.
All right, fine, whatever. We're here. What did you guys want to show me?
Mhm.
Haley.
We're here because the place we were was not safe. V, any particular reason this place is safer?
You're not supposed to live here. You come to see Prince. Come on. She's waiting.
Who's the prince?
This isn't the prince's
The-
house.
The prince is the one in charge of this domain. Most of Austin.
And they make the rules?
They don't make the rules. They just get to they maintain order.
And they also
As
make the rules.
you all are still talking in the car, a figure starts to emerge from the kind of darkness of the 4th building. It's a giant warehouse where like planes would be stored for like private aircraft. This figure starts to emerge out as a man in a leather jacket with a button-up black shirt underneath.
I'm assuming at this point Minnie and Mordecai are here. Do we hear
Yeah.
he say that we're here to see the prince?
He would say that as he's getting out of the car, I imagine, yeah. You guys' bikes would be turned off. If you have your helmets, you're taking them off. If not, you're reckless.
No. I'll just
That's
hear
for
that, and at some point, as we're like starting to walk up, I'm gonna walk up to the other side of Gwen and kind of grab her arm, like as we're moving.
Huh.
Do not.
I imagine V would recognize the individual coming out of the hangar.
Yes, it is the Seneschal.
He walks up. Oh, long time to see. Hope things are well.
Now, Gwen,
Lovely to see you, V. As Antonio greets you.
He opens his arms for a big hug.
Don't say.
He goes, he sees you reach out for a hug and he extends a hand for a handshake.
Oh, I'll get you one of these days. He claps hands and gives it a good shake. One day.
One day indeed, my friend. Now is
Gwen.
everyone here,
Gwen, be really polite.
the 4 of you? 5?
We found the solution to our problem, Mr. Julio.
Lovely. Well, If you all would care to join me, Prince McFarland is finishing up the last meeting.
As
I'm
we're
sure she'll
Just
be.
imagine we see 2 bodies being dragged out.
Yeah.
yeah, and as we're walking up, I'm going to grab Gwen's arm and just like whisper, hopefully so that she can hear me. Do not say shit. If she asks you a question, give a short answer, nothing more. Do not say anything. Do you understand?
I'd be
Yes,
polite.
just stop grabbing me so tight.
If she doesn't
So-
like you, if she thinks you're a threat, she will kill you. And
Okay.
I'll just let go, and I'm just gonna fall to the back of the group.
I'm sure Sophie will be excited to see me again.
As you all push through these lines of buildings, you do see the prince at the end of kind of like the road that pulls out of the first building. And they have a surveying scope, like those like scopes hunters use to kind of see far distances. They're looking off like towards the end of the airstrip. This airstrip is long abandoned, no more lights are there. It would probably only be used for like emergency landings, but the runways are very like overgrown. It's clearly not been used in many years.
We follow the seneschal.
Yeah, he approaches. He gets about 20 feet from Prince McFarland, and stops, and he kind of clasps his hands together, and the prince turns around and addresses you and says, "Ah, lovely to have all of you back."
I give her a courteous bow.
My prince.
Did you take care of a little Sabbat problem?
We did not find any signs of the Sabbat. It seems that we have a newborn on our hands.
A newborn? I've not given any permits out recently.
Yes.
They do not know their sire.
A clanless? We don't take too kindly to them in our police parts, as you know, Haley.
I mean, I'm sure she's not clanless. She just doesn't know which clan she belongs to yet.
So, clanless.
It appears there's no breach of the masquerade. We have some victims. We're cleaning up those loose ends. Humans have not attributed it to anything supernatural.
Well, I do say you're lucky, newborn. I'm feeling particularly gracious this evening, so I'm willing to let this one begin their trials. Say a certain amount of requirements be met. Does anybody say anything?
Fuck no.
I'm just looking at her expectingly. I'm not speaking out of turn.
What are the what are the requirements?
Well, everyone who is in my domain must have a good sense of values and decision making. Wouldn't you say so?
Of course,
Oh.
my prince.
Yeah, this girl right here, she's got so much decision-making skills. Just wouldn't believe it.
You know, the decisions that one has to make can be particularly difficult sometimes.
You'd see Gwen for most of this conversation probably have her head like down as to not make eye contact, and when Thomas props her up one time, she'll like look up briefly, like it's like little wave.
You think you can make hard decisions, young one?
Um, uh, yes.
Perfect. Come here a moment.
Me?
Yeah, come here.
Okay.
Take a look through this little looking glass here.
I'll look.
Roll what's an awareness for me?
Boop. And group. 2 successes.
You see a man walking through this field that's marked off by like flags. It's probably 100 feet by 100 feet, very large area. But they're very careful with their steps, kind of shuffle footing.
That man out there, his name is Charles Alexander. He's what we like to call a bond. You know what a bond is?
No.
It's a fancy word for saying a traitor. You see, Mr. Alexander used to be the primogen of the Malkavian. But he was also working as an archbishop for the Sabbat, feeding them some little nuggets of information. We don't take too kindly to traitors around here. I'm sure you can understand something like that.
Real quick, DM. Any relation to Dallas, or is he the guy that came before Dallas?
It's before Dallas.
Okay.
No, you can't be friends with people you can't trust.
Of course. See, that's how I feel. See that little field he's out there navigating? I put little landmines all out there and told him if he can get out, he's free. Tell you what. Let's see how your decision making really is.
She pulls out a little tablet. There's a red button and a green button.
See this red button? It'll disarm all those little pesky mines and he'll be free to go. To ruin some unfortunate soul time and time again. If you press the green button, well, I think we'll all get a show this evening. What will it be, young one?
Mordecai's just looking over there like the answer's obvious.
And very nervous, she'll step back away from the looking glass for a moment to contemplate. And she'll quickly glance at the prints and back at the glass. Well, everything I've learned so far says that you're in control of this domain. And if I'm going to work for you, then it should be your order that I follow. So would you like me to kill him or not, Mrs.
No.
Prince, ma'am?
I would like your leader to make the decision. My progeny.
Now the prince said you're in charge, so you can't say no now, bitch.
The Sabbat are a bigger threat than any one man.
I shift back to you, Gwen.
Does anyone else care to add in?
I don't see why this is a question that needs posing. Press the green button.
This is the easy choice.
Thomas is like looking away.
Who's the prince looking at right now?
Looking at Minnie.
Her eyes have been fixed on Gwen. She kind of glances as she sees the princess looking at her. He's a Sabbat traitor. Nothing more to say.
What say you, young one?
And she'll just kind of put her hands over her eyes and press the green button.
Press the green button. Nothing happens.
And she couldn't even bear to look through the glass. She wouldn't
I would have looked over my shoulder towards where they were looking to see if I could see it go off.
Those guys to look at explosions.
You press the green button. Nothing happens.
There's no remote detonation for landmines. That's the whole point of landmines.
Jose, take the shot.
You see a trace around echo from the top building. You see a ball of fire erupt out in the middle of the field.
Very poetic, don't you think?
Gwen would not be able to answer and would be like holding back tears.
She has delicately handed the iPad to Antonio, who puts it in his little side satchel.
Then she says, so, it looks like your little objective was complete, and I've gotten some multiple communications that there were some issues with the residence so graciously provided.
It seems you were storing something there, and we did not want to disturb your valued treasure.
I have not set foot on that side of Austin in I don't know how long.
Your Grace, there were some bodies staked to wall. It is not. It's not suitable right now until it's cleaned.
Interesting. I will send some investigators at the quickest of times.
You let me know I seen the Kirill when you need it cleaned, you know? It's very dusty in there.
Well, I suppose the lot of you have earned the right to call yourselves a coterie. What shall I call all of you?
Oh shit, we never agreed. Oh no. Shit.
I just look
What
over
is
to Haley.
Yeah, I'll look over at her too.
Well, call us whatever you wish, my prince.
Of course. In the meantime, V will assist you with your lodging issues.
I have a few ideas. A few places on the east side, or maybe a few. Actually, I will give me a moment. And he opens his phone and starts searching around.
Now, young one, you are quite young, I do see. Do you happen to have a phone?
Um, yeah.
May I see it?
Slowly pull it out of my back pocket.
Farewell.
What type of phone is it?
It would be like an iPhone, but like one of those, the one like the extra large. It's like it's damn near close to a tablet.
She reaches out for it. She grabs it and she says, "Oh, it's a new phone. It's a very nice phone."
Yeah, I make all my music on there.
She drops it. It tumbles onto the ground. Do you make a move to get it?
Gwen doesn't know what to do right now. She's very scared of this princess.
A few seconds pass. A heel comes down and crushes the phone.
No.
Technology is limited here in my domain. Things that can't be tracked or traced back to you are okay, but the more detailed things we leave to the professionals, isn't that right, Minnie?
We must maintain the masquerade, and technology is the easiest way to break it.
I agree. All of you, actually, let me see all of your phones right now.
Reach into my coat and pull out my flip phone.
You're muted.
Pull out my flip phone. It's like one of those little $60 ones.
It's like a
Antonio goes around
Nine.
and starts collecting them.
I have a nigh indestructible Nokia flip phone I place into his palm.
Cassius, would you be a doll and make sure these aren't being tracked?
And from behind you, yeah. You see this horrific Nosferatu appear with these cancer-like tumors all over their body. He collects all of the phones and he walks off towards one of the hangars, essentially to, from what you probably all gather, install some sort of software or something to make sure that they're not being tracked.
Don't worry, we'll get you another phone, Gwen.
I can help you. That's the problem.
It's not the
who is this?
phone I'm worried about.
You need fun? With those guy.
Besides, what am I supposed to tell my dad?
Absolutely nothing.
He's gonna be furious when he finds out my phone's broke.
He's gonna be even more furious when he finds out you're dead and can't talk to you anymore.
Wait, so I can't talk to my dad? Or my mom?
Your life is over, Gwen.
You died a week ago. It'll come out in the papers soon enough, as soon as we fix these loose ends.
But they won't have my body, or how they have a funeral. They'll have questions. They'll want to know.
There are ways to make someone dead without leaving a corpse.
You won't be the first empty box to be buried.
And if you're lucky, they'll never find out.
Now, is there any more questions from me, or shall I send you all on your way?
Nope, nothing here.
A word of warning, my prince, about those bodies, cadavers, in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Their stakes are covered in blood magic. I would be wary.
I'll send Gabrielle to go deal with it. For you, Mordecai, Jose wishes your acquaintance on the roof over there.
Very I shall take my leave. I'll do a about face and make my way towards the roof where I saw that tracer round come from.
Short few minutes after this happens, is anyone saying anything at this time?
Not in front of the prince.
Yeah, in front of the prince.
Will that be all,
Oh,
my prince?
The
I've
nose,
got loose ends to tie up.
the Nosferatu reemerges and provides out all the phones as well. Who does he hand Mordecai's phone to?
I'll take it.
Okay.
Y'all do travel safe out there. The streets have been dangerous lately. I'll send word when I have another job for you.
Oh, and the prince, your package is having some difficulty getting across a few state lines, but it'll be here, I promise, by Saturday.
Of course. Now, Antonio, bring in my next meeting.
They would give a polite bow and begin heading out.
I'll kind of guide Gwen away.
Thomas is following, being really quiet.
When you were handed this brick Nokia circa 1992, got an extendable antenna.
Does it come with a phone book?
Occupational hazard.
It has a clip that goes on the side of your belt.
Rad.
Yeah.
That is awesome, bro. You have no idea how cool that is.
I take it from her and put in my number.
Have to
He looks at
reprogram
all
it with
your
number.
plebeian phones. He looks down his new iPhone. Ugh. I do not miss those.
Oh, these Blackberries are great. The full keyboard, and I don't have to use Blush of Life for the touchscreen. I'm never.
No,
going
that's why
back.
you get special screen. You get special screen, but it's okay. I mean, I used those in the 80s. They were all right, but
That's what the stylus is for.
You would hear Gwen sniffling as you put your number in her phone.
So, I guarantee you that the questions like that will keep coming up, but your first night is always the hardest.
Ooh, pardon.
And taking the phone back from you. Questions like what?
Should I kill a vampire that I don't know who's wandering around in the middle of a field?
Yeah, I guess there's a lot to get used to.
Mordecai, come here.
At once. Says I'll make my way over to him.
He's like dialed in. He's like adjusting his scope. The body's still out there,
Do it.
burning.
An excellent shot, sir.
I never miss. Come close.
I'll take a knee next time.
We have a Sabath problem.
Pack of Sabath have been performing the rite of the dog tagging.
You know what this is, yes?
Indeed. Do you know where?
It's when a group of Sabath capture lupine and tag their ear like that of a cow. They set them free in the city and attempt to hunt them down. Obviously, this is a problem.
Indeed. Indeed it is. What would you like for us to do about it?
You know what I want you to do.
Never hurts to ask. Very well.
Did you get the key I sent in the mail?
Indeed.
Lockbox. The coordinates that I usual drop point is at. You'll find your needed equipment there.
Very well. I shall inform you at the regular place when the job is done.
Of course. If you excuse me, the prince has a meeting coming up.
And you hear this Barrett rack, and you see a shell spin out, and you see him reach for one of the 50 caliber shells, but it's got a black tip on it. Loads it in. He locks it.
I'll nod my head at him as I rise to my feet. Good evening.
Mordecai, one more thing.
I'll stop.
Don't fail.
I never do. And I'll make my way back down towards my car.
As you head down the stairs back towards your car, the coterie has assembled and is gathering and talking as V starts to bring up payment for the items you all requested.
Oh, I thought we took care of that.
No, you've not paid for things.
Garrett, make sure this man gets paid.
As Garrett reaches in his wallet and starts to pull out money, V.
Yes, so some of these things were very costly, not in currency, but in favors. The sword, particularly, was very difficult to get in such a short time.
I see that is the currency of the day. What would you ask of us? Well, of me.
Well, I like
for the
IOUs.
request.
IOUs are good. Like I said, V does not need money. V is, like I say, V finds the things. Lots of money. Don't worry about that. But every now and again, V has problems come up, things that need a little bit more than money to fix. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do favors. How much does it cost?
I mean, your bullet 45, like 1,000. Like I say, some things not so hard. Your camera, yes, cash. You know, your bullets, cash. Guns, cash. But like I say, your sword was something special.
I'll reach into my coat and pull out a clip of 10 $100 bills and hand it over to him.
Да, спасибо. Take
The price of keeping up appearances, then.
Like I say, I you know, take a boon for it, and you know, I call in favor later. No, everything good, yeah.
Make sure the harpy knows about it, and it is proportional to a sword.
Of course, of course. I have found place, by the way, for your New Haven. It is not flashy. It is a rather dangerous part of town, so people will not notice you coming and going. And I doubt you'll ever be bothered, except by random, maybe homeless here or there. Just fucking kicking head, doesn't really matter. People don't care about the homeless in Austin, not for the most part. It's relatively cheap and, like I said, secure, which is most important. You want to go see?
Lead the way.
Da. Wonderful. Claps his hands together and gets into the SUV.
I'll also slide into my
You all get in the SUV. Garrett opens up the doors for those who are getting in and shuts them behind you.
Is ye old Ferrari time, my friend?
Like,
Hop in the Ferrari, hop on the bike. Where are we going, sir?
Get back on 45 head south.
Of course. Hops in the car, the door shuts behind him, and the engine roars to life.
Gwen will find a seat all the way over, maybe in a corner, kind of like cold shoulder and throw her hood up.
For what it's worth, you did good. You're still alive. That was not a given going into this.
But maybe less hesitation next time.
Yeah, sure.
Just remember, you're a tiny spider. Don't get squashed.
Wish I
We'll
could take
pull-
ibuprofen.
Pull her hood down further.
Hmm.
V will be making some calls, speaking in Russian, and on and off, continuing to give Garrett his directions.
Okay. Starts to drive. Mordecai, Minnie, what are you two doing?
just focusing on the road.
Yeah, I'll be
Focusing on that
following
drive
them.
check.
I'll be following them up until we get to where we are stopping, and then I will be heading off to my drop point to go pick up my package.
Okay.
Yeah, can't get much on the bike.
Minnie, roll a wits and awareness roll for me.
What's awareness? Come on. 3 successes.
That's not bad
It's a very good roll for Minnie.
compared to all the ones. Yes.
Yeah, that's only with 4 dice, not 5.
Ooh. Can't wait till I get to roll
Oh,
9
I don't like
dice.
the music stopped.
That was just
Mordecai, roll. No, don't roll anything, Mordecai. You know where your drop point is. And you head there. You all pull up to this old abandoned laundromat in old, decrepit letters that are fading on the east side of Austin, the shitty side of Austin. It says Frank's Laundromat up at the top. Minnie, your phone vibrates.
Pull it up. I'll pull the bike over, park, and pull out the phone.
It's a reply.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to go to the store today, but I heard it might rain tomorrow.
Okay. I'll say it. Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Probably best if you stay inside tomorrow. You don't want to get wet.
Minnie, Thomas, can you see to this place's safety and make sure Gwen feels at home?
Sure.
I'll just give a nod to Haley and I'll open up the phone again. And I'll send again. Working late tonight. No guests.
Thumbs up emoji.
Thomas gets out of the SUV and snaps a picture of the laundromat.
I'll do as Haley requests and go with Thomas. Look around the place.
Yeah. Give it a good old once over, make sure there's no unexpected surprises this time.
When V gets out of the SUV, it goes over and jingles out his key ring and fumbles around for a little bit and finds a key and unlocks the door.
I have to go take care of loose ends. I'll be back shortly. Garrett,
Sure.
to the university.
Of course, sir. And everyone except for Haley exits the SUV. Door
so.
shut, and the SUV pulls off.
Take a quick snap of the SUV as it's pulling off.
You
What do you
takes your flashes.
What do you do with all your photos, Thomas?
That depends on how they look when they get developed.
She looks up with her eyes a little red, but dried now. Would you mind showing me sometime?
Oh, sure.
I think I'd really like that.
Yeah, it's all back at my apartment. Let's get this place taken care of first, I guess.
Storyteller, my agenda is
I know
Go
what
back.
you're doing.
go back to the
Hmm.
place, have Garrett take care of the loose ends,
Gotcha.
take my bike, and go see Baron Montana and make sure that I introduce and make my presence known.
Okay. Are you stopping by your place at all?
I'll have Garrett make an appointment for me in the at dusk tomorrow.
Perfect. Okay. So that will take a while, but we'll get back to you, Haley. Thomas, after you snap this picture, what are you doing?
Turn my attention back to the laundromat and we'll go check it out, the perimeter, the inside, make sure there's nothing.
As we're walking in, I'll just be like, great, another dump.
It's old and boarded up. The windows are plywooded and there's graffiti all over the place.
Is this pretty much our lives now? We just move from dilapidated building to dilapidated building?
Who calls this dilapidated? Come on, Peppa Buttercup.
Z,
It is
whatever
nice
your name
place.
is, there's literally boards on the window.
Duh, there
We're
are
in the
boards
middle
on
of
the window.
bumfuck Austin.
We're in shithole Austin, duh. You won't be bothered. It's very nice. Also, you need to appreciate things for what they are. And he walks over and he reaches over behind one of the big dryers, and you hear a mechanical thud as the wall kind of slides over, revealing a stairwell down. That's nice and clean and cemented. Not all things are as they seem, Princess, no?
There's also a crackhead passed out on one of the laundry machines.
Duh,
A
he's
few feet
part
to the
of-
right.
He's free. He's free. He comes with us.
He is part of security.
Duh, you hear him scream, you know someone is here. It's very nice.
He's
Like the
out.
hotel snack bar?
Yeah, he's just like,
Also, if you don't mind crack, you know, he's a snack, you know.
I'll find some like loose paper trash on the floor and put it over the crackhead, like over his shoulder.
as
That's
you
all
put it
covered.
over him, you see a face staring back at you. It's got blood red eyes and fangs as long as chopsticks.
And he's like frozen mid motion. Hello?
Red, 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 red.
Just gonna put this over your face. And then just kind of try to look away.
Come Come on,
I'm
Thomas.
ugly
I don't want
without
to go
using the
down into
word
this
ugly.
creepy basement with Z by myself. And I'm not a princess.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
No, princess would be more courage. It's true. And he walks down the concrete steps.
As you all start to descend, Mordecai, you pull up to the old oak tree just outside of town. Small wooden box that's partially buried awaits underneath.
I'll remove the envelope from one of my coat pockets and unfold it to take the key out.
Take it out.
I'll take a knee in front of the lockbox and I'll just slide it in, see if it fits, and if it does, I'll twist it.
You put it in, you twist it, pops open. The box is buried quite a bit inside this ground. You see the barrel of a gun sticking out.
I'll reach down and slowly remove it to examine the weapon.
Pull it out. It's an LMT Marsh.
Just a moment. I want to see a visual representation of this. Oh, okay.
There's one clip.
I'll pop the. Is it in the weapon already, or is it separate?
It's in the weapon already.
I'll remove the clip and examine the ammunition.
4 bullets, pure silver.
This will do. I'll pop it back in. I'm not gonna rack one of the shots yet, but I'll put it back into the box, close it, lock it, and remove it from the ground. I'm gonna put it in my trunk.
Put it in the trunk. We're gonna take a break there. A 5-minute bathroom break. We'll be right back, guys.
BRB.
where I left off.
All right, Goblos are live.
So after I closed the trunk and securing the
But not yet.
weapon.
We're not unmuted. All right, we're good.
So as
Go
I
for it.
close the trunk and secure the weapon, I will hop back into my car and send a text over to Victor.
What does it say?
I need you to look into someone for me. I'll give a very detailed description of V, as well as an alias. You know,
I'm gonna need a bit more of a description than tall Russian man in suit.
funny. I'll also include the fact that he seems to have a very large network of intel, as well as a very deep pocket, as he just got us a bunch of very expensive and one of us a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Exotic
Rare.
item.
He says, "I'll do this for you, but you're gonna let me be white."
I'm gonna need you to tell me what that means. I'm not that
In
big brain.
chess, there are two separate colors of pieces.
I'm really hoping that's a chess
That
reference.
motherfucker. That motherfucker.
White gets to move first.
Yes, I know now. I'll let out a reluctant sigh and I say, very well.
Is it been freeze frame for anyone else?
No.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Okay, we're good. Okay, you let
I'm
out a
just
sigh.
blurry.
A text has gone out. We're gonna catch up at this point with Minnie. What is Minnie doing?
Minnie has followed the rest of the coterie down into the basement under the laundromat.
Okay.
Doing what Haley requested, first search the first floor, and then we'll scout out this new area once we get down there.
While you
The
do that, one moment. While you do that, when you pass by Gwen, um, she would get up and like kind of like tug on your. What are you wearing?
Black hoodie, just like this.
Yeah, she'd like tug on your hoodie to get your attention. Hey, it's Minnie, right?
Yeah.
Thanks. I just wanted to say thanks. For before.
You should have listened to me. Don't ever mention those you care about.
I'll remember that.
Aside from that, well done. The spider reference is a good one. Imagine you are dead and living as a ghost. It makes things easier.
I guess I'll just have to try.
We're all just spiders crawling on this web at the end of the day.
Thomas, you hear clanless, 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 clanless.
To break the silence, what are you doing anyways? To Minnie.
Making sure there's not 4 more bodies staked to a wall somewhere.
Wits and awareness.
Can I help?
Sure.
A large clanking creak is heard from down the stairs.
Oh my.
3.
You have successfully surveyed most of the area as far as like structurally this place. All of the doors and windows are like boarded up with plywood at some point. The back door is like 2x4 and like nailed off to the wall, and there's like a chain on the door to make sure no one breaks in. You do notice 5 security cameras, 3 along the outside of the building, 2 in front, 1 in the back, and then 2 inside. They're all unplugged and they look circa early 2000s, late 90s, like the big clunky cameras, like very obvious manila color with a little black lens on the end. You can assume that there's probably a security viewing room. It's probably equally as old, with a big box TV or the wall of TVs like, you know, you used to see in the old movies. But there doesn't appear to be any other intruders per se, other than your one guest who's now covered up with a little napkin. And the roof tiles have definitely fallen out, probably infested of some sorts, bugs, raccoons, rats, whatever lives in a city typically. And it's obvious signs of like leaking and water damage.
And bats.
Oh, it's...
So
And
that's
bats. So many bats.
I'll start heading towards the stairs to go to the lower level.
Gwen would be, I guess, trying to look around for things to be all inquisitive like Minnie, but might find a vending machine. Oh, look, they have Reese's. Those are my favorite. Ugh.
To be fair, they're probably horribly out of date.
I swear, I'm never gonna get used to this. This kindred stuff sucks.
I mean, hey, you don't have to breathe now.
What?
Yeah, you could just hold your breath all day if you wanted.
Why would... Shut up, Thomas.
Okay.
All right. It's my
Thomas, as you're talking with him, you see this really weird picture on the wall of this man in like a superhero outfit with a giant F across his chest, and he's holding up a washer and dryer.
I just kind of wander over to it, hold up my camera long way so I can get the whole thing.
And you hear as you're out of film.
Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, that didn't bring a spare. I'm gonna try to peel it off the wall.
Hey, take it. It's just a framed picture.
I'm bringing this one with me. Like, set it off to the side so I can get it later.
The lot of you were heading downstairs to see what the giant clunking and creaking of metal was. Okay. You head downstairs. What do they see, V? What sort of things has V gotten into?
Well, they finally look down and there's these, hanging little construction cage lights down the stairs. Probably goes down about a floor and a half to this rather large steel door with a keypad and a big key underneath it on the wall. And it opens up into a rather clean, kind of like, what's the term? Is it violent, industrial? What's I can't remember the term. Like for like just super industrial, very just minimalist steel. Everything's just steel and concrete. But it's got a nice little sitting area. There's a couple doors off the main room, and a little kitchenette, fridge. Very minimal. It's kind of like a one-bedroom kind of studio, or it looks like a one-bedroom studio, just with extra doors.
Not bad.
Done. I told you it was a good place.
Is this the only
You got
entrance?
security room there. You have, a cleaning room there, storage there. And that hallway, a bunch of rooms, you got your private needs. Of course, living area here, and all the amenities one could want.
Is this the only entrance?
Yeah. One way in, one way out.
Gwen, you should pick a room.
What?
Haley said to have Gwen make Gwen at home. So go pick
Yeah.
a room.
Oh, here is a box of the rest of things. Everyone ordered. The camera,
Ooh. Did it
the
come to film?
bullets, hunting rifle. It's all there in that crate. There's a kind of a foot locker on the wall.
Does the rifle have a case or a bag?
Soft pack.
Minnie
The
will-
camera has no film.
New
You
camera?
didn't say you wanted film. You said camera.
Fair. I got
The-
more at home. And Thomas
It's
is
like
like looking over his new camera like he's a kid on Christmas.
It's like getting a Nintendo Switch without batteries included.
What can I say?
hilarious.
Businessman. Do you need film then? We get you film. Don't worry.
Oh, I
He's
got
nice, though,
some
yes.
at home. I just got to actually go home. It is very nice.
It's only 5,000.
Ooh.
You arrive on the campus of Texas University. Yeah. Garrett is taking care of the things you've requested.
Yes, and make sure there's no loose ends. We have to be very particular about these 4 students. If you need to wipe some memories, if you need to take care of some things, I trust your judgment.
It'll be done, sir.
And this atmosphere is absolutely amazing. Make sure the street team is out here.
Yes, sir. You hear the football game roaring from the stadium as the game is well underway at this point.
I'm going to go pick up my bike, and we will see you tomorrow for our honored guest and winner in the morning, in the evening.
Yes, sir. You go to get on your bike. You start riding towards Rupert, Montana's domain. Is that correct?
Yep, this is going to be a difficult conversation.
It is, and a difficult ride. You're about 20 minutes away. Can I have a ride check as well as a wits and awareness check? As you depart the campus and you start driving eastward.
Wits and awareness is 4 successes.
All right.
And drive is drive plus composure or drive plus dexterity.
Drive plus dexterity. You're on a bike.
Three successes.
It's a fairly calm drive. You get about 15 minutes into it, and you're on this winding road on the east side of Austin. Not too many houses around. It's pretty barren. You're starting to be in like the industrial area. You see 2 bikes start riding up from behind you on each side. They're probably about a quarter of a mile back, but they're fast approaching.
Anything look unusual about the bikes?
They're very nice. Both of the riders are wearing helmets from what you can tell, at least at this distance.
Okay. I won't bring attention to myself other than, being on a bike.
Okay. One of the bikes pulls up next to you after about 5 minutes or so, and he starts to signal you to go to the shoulder.
Keep riding for a time being.
Keep riding. Okay. You start to pull ahead, and the other bike starts to pursue a little bit quicker. Give me another ride and dexterity check if you're attempting to flee.
I'm not necessarily doing anything untoward. I'm just not stopping.
Just ignoring him? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One of them reaches over and starts to take off their helmet. How familiar are you with the court at this point in time, Haley?
Quite. I'm well researched.
Okay. You see 7 Taz.
I'll pull over.
The 2 hounds dismount their bikes after you pull over. Going into Enoch territory.
Well, the prince has deemed it wise to put us up on Baron Montana's territory. And while he might not believe in hospitality, I certainly do.
Interesting. Well, don't get yourself killed. Or do. We don't really care. But, who's that new one you got along with you?
Well, that's another reason I'm going out there. They are quite a bit faster and looser than we are in the Ivory Tower. It's new blood, week old.
New blood. They've been broke in yet?
Not yet, although the prince has already tested their nerves.
We'll see that it gets taken care of.
They are quite fresh.
They both put on their helmets and kickstart their bikes back to life. They turn around and start heading back towards the college campus or wherever they were patrolling from.
I'll continue on.
Continue on. Rupert, Montana. He operates a small VR arcade. Pretty popular. It's the place to be if you want the ultimate VR experience. It is open from midnight to 7 a.m. Prime hours for party goers looking for a fun time of late night gaming. It's called Blue Wall VR.
I walk in.
Parking lot
Go
is
to-
quite full. As you
That's
pull
the
up.
best part about a motorcycle. You can park pretty much anywhere.
can.
I will park in an in-between space and go in.
You park right on the line. You walk in, you see a bunch of people on VR treadmills, full haptic suits and a VR headset on. They are very immersed. You see about 8 or 9 people currently gaming away. They're playing some sort of war game where they're shooting guns and throwing grenades. A lot of running, a lot of screaming. Rupert is behind the desk with his foot kicked up on his knee, reading a book. As you walk in,
Mr. Montana.
Miss Pittman, what do I owe the pleasure?
so he closes the book and sets it down softly on the desk.
I've come in a professional means. Do you have somewhere we could talk?
Yes, come join me in my office.
So he gets up from his chair, turns around, puts a key in a door that's right behind this desk, and opens up the door.
I follow him in.
The door shuts behind you. There is a body-length mirror on the other side of the door as he shuts it and locks the door.
I pause, check my suit, sure everything's in order, dust off some of the dust of the airfield. Thank you for taking a moment.
Of course, what
Seems to be the reasoning for our meeting this evening, Miss Pittman.
Well, I would have phoned ahead had I your contact information, but I know that the Unbound do not value the traditions, but I certainly do. And I am here to inform you of hospitality. The prince has deemed to set us up with a newborn in East Austin.
you can use phones?
It's a gray area.
Well, East Austin is my neck of the woods here, but where are you at exactly?
Not terribly familiar with the area. Wish I could give you better details. All I know is it's your side of the lot.
Well, I obviously am not happy to have you here. I feel like it's only going to get worse for us as you gradually continue to expand onto my territory, but there's not a lot I can do about it right now. However, you can make it up to me.
There seems to be a lot of that going on tonight. Is this part of my welcome to Austin package?
We can call it that.
I think that could be in order. But would you answer a question first?
Of course.
We found a newborn, a week old,
What clan?
does not know their sire, abandoned,
That's frowned upon where you come from, sir.
was not one of the princes.
Really? Well, we don't keep tabs on everyone who sires. It's a part of the whole freedom of choice thing, but typically people own up to their decisions.
I'd be much obliged if you had any information.
I'll look into it. Now about what I need. The other barons and I have a lot of things we would like to discuss in a safe environment. You can see where this is going.
Private security is my deal.
A little bit more than that. See, we would like an invitation to this quarter's Elysium.
We have some things we would like to discuss with Miss McFarland.
I do not know what political capital I pull right now.
Well, you're her progeny, aren't you?
Not formally.
That's what she claims.
We share a common lineage.
Get us the invite. I'll make sure the Anarchs don't give you trouble. For your new blood, I'll look into that. Can't promise anything, though. The Sabbat have been doing more mass embraces lately, as you're aware.
They tend not to leave their tokens alone. They tend to gather them up.
Depends on why they were taken.
Is there a new Sabbat practice where they don't turn them into mindless killing machines?
What do you know about the Sabbat?
Well, I know that they've given in to their beasts.
Yes. But they do more than just shovelhead their initiates. You know that, surely. Have you ever heard of the most dangerous game?
I have not.
It's a book about a billionaire who owns a private island out in the Pacific. He got tired of hunting game and wild animals wherever he could go, and he decided that he wants a more challenging approach, so he started hunting humans. He'd give them the choice to participate in the game, in which they would be given an old rusty knife and sit out into the woods for 3 days while the whole game took place. If they survive, they get passage off the island. If not, well, the hunter gains another trophy. If they refused, well then, he had this big bodyguard who was dumb and deaf, and he would just have him beat them senselessly until they perished if they refused to play this game. Sabbat have a right, something called the game or the hunt, I forget. But essentially they'll embrace somebody, let them give in to their beast, and then hunt them down. We may be looking at that here.
That's a interesting theory.
Wouldn't be the first time it's happened, especially on the east side.
Anyway, I'll pull out a card. I won't pull out a card since I don't have them yet. They're sitting in a crate.
He does have little cards on his desk for Blue Wall VR.
Ooh, he beat you to the punch.
I'll grab one of those.
Eggshell white.
Bone.
Nice.
I'll pull out a card, tuck it in to my pocket. I'll be in touch. I'm here under courtesy and mean your you and yours no harm at this point.
One rule. No killing thin bloods.
I do my best to not kill anyone who doesn't deserve it.
Well, welcome to Austin, my friend.
Thank you for having me and for your hospitality.
Thanks for stopping by.
see myself out.
As you start to leave, you hear the thrill and the clicking of controllers as people are playing this war game on VR. Get to your bike. Where are you heading?
Back to the coterie.
You head back to the laundromat. It's about a 20-minute ride. Thomas, Gwen, Mordecai, Minnie.
Oh, well,
You're all... Mordecai, where are you going after you get your weapon? We haven't discussed that.
well, after sending the message out, I would have head back to the laundromat.
Okay. We'll say you're arriving at this time.
Okay.
You're very upset about the response and not getting to go first, and this game you hold so dear. You arrive. Minnie, you hear a bike pull up outside.
I'll go up to the first floor and find a shadow and just go obfuscate, just see who it is. And there's like a window or something at the front of the laundromat.
There is.
Okay. If I see it's Mordecai, I'll just open the door and just go back, leave the door open and go back downstairs.
Before heading in, I would retrieve the crate from my trunk and make my way inside.
What time is it? Oh, how long till sunup?
It's about 3 hours till sunup.
I'll head downstairs and see. Did Gwen pick out a room?
Yeah. Yeah.
What room did you get, Gwen? Did you get the corner one that's kind of got the angled ceiling? Did you get the one that's already got a bed in it with a nightstand? Or did you get the one that's got this ventilation system that you can discreetly hear what's going on upstairs?
Ooh, that's dubious. Yeah, actually, I think I would be sussing around the rooms, and with my heightened senses, I might hear the wind and the echoes through the vent in this third room, and I would start just pushing stuff around and try to make it, kind of like a space.
Yeah, a lot of dirt, a lot of dust. Whoever was here did not take the best of care of it. A few rat carcasses on the ground. But you can make it homey.
And I'll be begrudgingly pushing things around and kind of just... don't have any of my things.
Thomas, as you're cleaning up, Thomas walks up, opens the door, and then knocks.
Who is...
Hey, Gwen.
Oh, it's you, Thomas. What's up?
Something's been bothering me. Tell me again what happened that night
Which night?
when you met Tall, Dark, and Handsome.
Oh, it's really more simple than you guys keep asking. I was on my way home from class, and I was walking the same alley that I walk home every night. It's normally safe. And someone just came up from behind me. I never got a chance to see them. I ended up fainting, and when I woke up, I felt different.
Just one person, or did it sound like more?
I don't know, Thomas. It all happened so fast.
Roll all available willpower, Thomas.
Could I have been down the hall? Could I have heard any of that?
Oh yeah, I would have heard all of it.
Okay, I would have been going to talk to Gwen, but then when I saw Thomas, she would have just kind of hugged the hall to eavesdrop.
I can imagine just seeing you do that, and I'm just watching you like...
3.
She's like looking down at the ground. You see it, you watch her just fades from view.
Have a premonition where you're soaking this picture in the vat of alcohol in this red room as you pull it out and you stick it up and it starts to develop, and slowly you see fade into picture You see the outline that slowly becomes Haley's SUV. And you see a face. You see that monstrous face with those crazy long fangs staring at you from the back windshield. A sunburst of light coming off of the license plate, almost as if there's some sort of protective coating protecting it from photography.
Thanks, Gwen. I think I need to get home. Somebody, I need a ride. It's like looking around, doesn't see many, obviously.
Question, storyteller. Is there maybe a role that I could make to ascertain more information from the night that stuff happened? And if I could think of anything, Thomas would be the person that I would want to tell.
You're muted.
I believe there is. Let me make a roll real quick.
Okay. I don't know if there is more to the story, so I wanted to ask. I'm not willfully omitting anything.
Use that blush of life to turn your brain back on.
I will let you make a intelligence and awareness roll to see if you can recall anything that may have happened.
Intelligence, awareness, roll. 3 successes.
You remember you were working late at the radio club. You had to finish up the script for the morning's broadcast, and the minutes turned to hours. Before you know it, you're supposed to be out of there at 7 o'clock, and you look up and it's 11 p.m. You start to head home. You don't typically like taking the side streets because a lot of bad stuff happens on campus at night, so a shortcut that you can kind of weave in between some of the school buildings to get back to your apartment that's right there on the edge of campus. You go to this way 1,000 times. You pass the blue dumpster, you make a left, you go down 2 more alleyways, past the insomnia cookies that every fucking college has for some fucking reason, and right there is your apartment. But as you pass that dumpster, something rattles, and you think it's some cat, something living in the filth. But you turn and you see a hand reach out. Before you know it, a figure comes down the far end of the alley, and then the other end of the alley, and you find yourself surrounded. That's when they start encroaching on you. Things just go black.
Wait, Thomas, now that you mention it, I think there could have been more than one.
I need you to come with me. And also, I'm having a strange craving for insomnia cookies.
Those things are so overplayed. They're not even that good.
I'll look around, see if I can find Minnie or Mordecai.
Yeah, I
Or
would have
even
been
B.
walking down the hall by that point. You see me carrying a old crate, not crate, but more like a box with a handle on it.
Minnie, how hidden are you right now?
She's like just, I imagine like the hallway. So she'd be standing in the living room where the hallway starts, and she's just obfuscated. I think Mordecai knows where she's standing because he saw her fade away, but she's obfuscated.
Yeah, definitely.
But she'll be seen as soon as she moves.
Mordecai comes down. Are you being quiet carrying this crate? You're not making any noise, but is this crate got creaky handles? Is it?
That would depend on how well maintained it was by the.
Very well maintained. Very well maintained.
I would assume it's pretty oiled. It's pretty quiet.
It's very quiet. Minnie doesn't even notice you're there. You see Minnie as she starts to obfuscate herself, and she's clearly eavesdropping in on this conversation that's happening down the hall.
She's staring down at the floor. It's very obvious what she's doing.
Oh, Morty. Good. I'm glad you're here. I need a favor.
I look from where I saw Minnie to Thomas. What is it?
Me and Gwen need a ride back to my place. It's one southwest of Austin. Or south. Yeah.
I'll pull up my wrist and look at my watch. What time is it?
I would say it's about 2 in the morning.
So the sun's going to be rising in about 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Fine. But anyway, let me drop off my things and then I will see you at my car. Do not slide on my hood again.
Sure, absolutely. Come on, Gwen, we're gonna go ride in a Ferrari.
When he says, "Come on, Gwen," you remember that you have a 2-seater.
Both of you.
Did it-
I have enough room for one person. Unless one of you is comfortable being stuffed in a
Don't.
trunk.
Oh.
I'll ride in the trunk.
That was more meant to dissuade you from attempting this, but very well. I will stuff you in my trunk.
Start running upstairs. And instead of sliding across the front, I'll slide across the back.
Oh,
So you run up the stairs and slide across the back of the trunk. You just
You
run
turn the
past
car off.
Mordecai.
You just
Yeah.
roll off the trunk. There's barely
Minnie, are
any-
you attempting to get out of the way of him running down the hall?
I'll move as I hear the conversation, and so she's like suddenly appears. She steps aside.
Just there. You blink and she's there.
I don't even pay her any attention. I'm going to the car.
If someone doesn't want to ride in the truck, I can take someone on my bike.
You run past V. V, do you say anything as you get someone comes barreling past you?
No, V's busy on his phone.
Playing Candy Crush.
I'd hate to deprive Thomas of his wish to be stuffed in a trunk, since he was so very eager to agree to that.
Very well then. Mordecai, perhaps if Thomas is developing his film, take a glance at what comes up.
I'll make sure nothing sensitive is there.
Especially at our first meeting earlier this evening, he was quite selective with his subjects.
I would like to ask a favor of you, if you do not mind.
A what?
A favor
Of me.
of you. You seem to be one of the few reasonably sensible individuals here.
What?
I'll hold out my case in front of you. Put this somewhere safe if you don't mind. I'll come by to collect it once I return.
I'll take the case.
Very well.
It's got some heft to it.
Yeah.
Thank you. This will build some level of trust between us.
Minnie. Roll all available willpower.
I need to open this fucking box.
Dude, as soon as you left, she was gonna open it.
You don't have the key.
Ooh. Alright, all available willpower. How do I do that? Oh, there.
And if I know Jose, it's not going to be safe to open this without a key.
Oh, there it is, sorry. I'm gonna go to my first roll. 3 successes.
What the fuck is in this box as your compulsion starts to flare up? What the fuck is in this box?
I shall be back within the hour or two, depending on how traffic is this early in the morning.
She's just staring at the box in her hand.
Curious?
What's in it?
Let me roll something real quick. Roll my own. A gift from my sire. Something that'll come very handy in the near future. I'll tell you more about it once I return. I'm sure you'll love it.
And I wait for everyone to leave, and she just stands there holding the box for about a minute after she hears the Ferrari, and then she immediately sets the box down and tries to open it.
Morty, you pop your trunk open.
Yeah.
And laying there is a steak covered in dry blood.
Ooh. It's like a little mint on the pillow when you go to a hotel. Now, Morty, you wouldn't want to use this on me, would you?
I'll slowly reach down to the steak, slide it into my coat. Later.
And I'll give
Get
him a
into the
wink.
trunk.
Give him a wink before I get in the trunk.
Hops in the trunk. Do you shut it?
Yeah.
The trunk is shut as Haley's bike pulls into the parking lot.
I'll nod at Haley as she pulls in.
Off so
You see
soon?
this happen. You see what has happened. You see Thomas getting put in the trunk.
That seems a little extreme even for you, Mordecai.
Any
Hey,
questions?
Hey,
Much to
Haley, it's
my
me, Thomas.
much to my dismay, he requested it. I'll be
Thomas,
taking
are
him
you
home.
okay?
I'm great. I don't know if you can hear me when I do that.
It's muffled, but it's not like soundproof.
And
I'm hold on. I was trying to make it sound muffled when I talk.
No,
I'm
that was
great,
great, actually.
Haley. Oh, okay. I'm great, Haley. We're going back to my house.
Thomas wishes to house Gwen for the evening.
I think I found a clue.
I only have 2 seats. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to be back before sun rises, so I'll be on my way. Say as I move to get into the driver's seat.
Bye, Haley. I'll
Yes.
be back later.
yeah, all of you make it back before sunrise. We have more business before the night's done.
Excellent.
Roll strength and subterfuge. If you're attempting to get this lock either picked or broken open.
Picked. I don't want to damage the lock if I can help.
Okay. Yeah, lock picks are. You can make a lock pick out of just about anything. You're very crafty at this point. So I'll say you find some loose leaf bobby pins just scattered around.
So what was that roll? Dex and what? Larceny?
Since you're doing lock picking, we will call it no, not manipulation. We'll call it dexterity and subterfuge.
It'd be larceny, not subterfuge. Subterfuge
Larceny,
is
sorry,
lying.
larceny.
Yeah, because subterfuge is
Yeah.
like.
I'm gonna have you lie to the box to get it open.
So
Be
you actually are
careful what
open.
you roll.
You're gonna gaslight the fuck out of this lock.
Be careful what you roll.
So
I know.
one of my favorite parts about Changeling is that there's a very like tinkerer driven Fae, and they can make charisma intimidation checks to fix things.
I love that. That's literally what I want from my barbarian lumberjack. He wants to yell at the bridge to fix itself. That's just, love that.
Gonna spend a willpower.
Okay. Well, now let me offer this new rule to all of you. We started this rule last week. It's called a devil's bargain,
No.
where you can succeed without a roll at a cost. What that cost is decided at the storyteller's convenience.
Typically within the
Love
same
it.
session.
Typically, but not always.
No.
Not always.
2 successes.
2 successes.
Uh-oh.
You hear something crack down inside the lock, and you feel your lockpick go limp.
Shit. I'll try to get the metal out of the lockpick to try to make it look like I
Yeah,
should
you can easily retrieve it. It's a definite reinforced lock.
Okay, I'll then just sit on my heels and just stare at the box and wait for Mordecai to come back. So if Haley comes downstairs,
You're not moving until I come
Your
So-
compulsion is just eating the fuck
Haley-
away at you. Like, it's your primary focus right now.
so Haley comes downstairs and she just sees me like,
Oh my god.
Well, you're not moving, so I don't see you right there.
And all you can do is stare at this box.
yep,
Minnie.
You see a very nice box.
yeah.
If you wish to
Left-
break your compulsion, I'll let you make a roll of willpower.
I'll try it once, but Minnie's content taking a moment just to stare at the box after the event of the day. She's not thinking about anything. Actually, no, I'm not. She's not gonna roll willpower. Her mind is so focused on this box that she's not thinking about all the stuff she's worried about at the moment.
Yeah.
She's gonna enjoy the silence that is the hyperfixation on the box, and she's just gonna sit there for an hour until Mordecai gets back.
What secrets does this box hold?
And he's like a fucking cat.
Haley, what are you doing as you're coming into the haven? You see V on the phone. Yes, yeah. Ugh. He stands in the corner.
V, when you're done, can we chat?
He nods, he finishes up and
I'll call you back. You sound busy. I'll call you back.
What can we do? Bosslet.
I'll catch you up on your stories later.
But Veal stood up and walk over to the crate and pick up this wrapped item in some nice black canvas and walks over and just presents it to you.
Oh. I'll unwrap it.
It is a you wanted a claymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Or a bastard sword.
or master, but it is a very finely crafted Damascus, of course, Damascus forged claymore
Goddamn.
with a just completely out of just a single what was probably a single billet of Damascus, and then forged out into a hand and a nice girthy pommel, and wrapped in a nice fine black leather for the handle, and a nice accompanying sheath. I hope you are pleased.
I draw the blade and a knife from my back and tap it. Make sure it is hard.
It's like the scene from The Mandalorian. Ting!
Make sure it's not one of those Ren Fair replicas.
You
This is-
bring your knife
Smith.
down on the sword full force and it shatters the knife. Oh, okay. That works.
This is cutting steel.
Smith worked on this for, I believe you said 30 hours, forging by hand.
It is beautiful.
Good.
Surely fitting of my station.
I must know who this smith is if he can forge Damascus. I need to know who he is.
I am not compulsed like Minnie over there.
You may be invisible, but the butt print on the table is not. You're leaving.
Yeah. Well, it seems you've held up your bargain, your end of the bargain. So-
He is man of work. He always takes care of business.
Now, that was something that I was going to ask you about, V. What exactly is your arrangement with the prince?
What is my arrangement with Prince? Well, I've been procuring things for Prince for since I ever came into town. My uncle is a connected man back home in Bratislava, and his connections to very old organizations. You know how it is. But anywho, I've been very good at acquiring things for the prince for a long time, so I am given certain I say, kisses his lips or his teeth, I'm given leeway to operate.
A text comes in on your phone, V.
He checks it.
It's you see it in the chat bubble. It says, "Where is my goat?"
Krakovan bastards. Will never get good, son of a bitch. Yeah. He closes his phone, shoves it in his pocket. Anyway,
It seems business is busy these nights.
busy as always. But what all can I do for you?
You've provided us with great service already. The question is, what more can we do for you?
Oh, you don't like to leave IOUs hanging. You like to balance scales, huh?
Better to know the price for what I'm paying.
Oh, of course. Well, V is never to we trust girls. Well, you're new to city, or of course, connected to Prince, which is always nice. But I tell you, there is I received some information earlier while you were out. They are planning to do something very, very naughty. We cannot allow this. And unfortunately, I have contacts, but this needs to be taken care of off books. You know what I mean? There are a group of young vampires, street trash, that are going to be trying to kill some elders. They have they are maybe anarchists, maybe just fucking kids that don't understand the way of things.
Minnie, give me another roll of your willpower.
And they'll be attacking some elders. These are very important figures, very high up in the food chain. But as it says, we cannot have. Some things need to be done quiet,
You catch this conversation as you're staring at this box, and you can start to overhear on this.
Things have to be held quiet. Too loud, too many questions. You know how it is.
And normally I don't have an issue with that kind of stuff. Unless, of course, you don't want the prince to know.
Oh, no, Prince doesn't care, I can tell. Well, I mean, he would care if the elders are dead. But the Prince, as long as things go smoothly and no bumps, Prince will be very happy. If you deal with this for me and keep things smooth in this neighborhood and keep these, in fact, do what you wish with this street trash, I don't think anyone would care. But, as Prince wants everything to be calm, and like I say, if too many questions asked, if I start calling muscle to deal with these, more people find out. It's good to keep it in the quiet sometimes.
And you have details on these three, their targets and their plan?
All I know is a friend sent me a text saying that these are some street trash that want to, like I said, off an elder. I don't know. Maybe they want a Diablo. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they want just to kill some fucking elders. I don't know why, but like I said, this cannot be. As I said, the prince would have lots of balls in vice if what happens. So, like I say, you deal with these, and if Prince finds out, Prince, very happy you dealt with things in such a good way, keeping peace in city. Very important to Prince.
Well, let it be known that the venture pay their debts. Give me the details.
Yeah, of course. And he pulls out a little notepad and scribbles some stuff down from his phone. Yeah, this is what I have. Address. This is, I believe, where they hole up every day. It's,
He has the name of the three targets on this paper as you look over at Haley. 3 thin bloods.
Casey, Jesse, and Albert. They're all students of the university.
Of course. Difficult questions.
One of the names is actually enrolled in the business college.
We'll have to ask Gwen about that.
But if there's nothing else you need from me, I am very thirsty and need to wrap up business meetings for the night.
I wish you safe passage and pleasant dreams.
Duh, of course, of course. Like I say, everything you need here. Code on door 4545. Here is key. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a key.
Take it.
There you go. Everything you need. Do you have any problems? You call me. We sort them out for you.
V makes his exit.
After V leaves, Minnie is still perched up on the table, staring down at this box, but she just says,
So now we're killing thin bloods?
Who left this box here?
It's a
Minnie
very
will,
nice, very nice
Minnie
mahogany
will
box.
materialize, crouch like Golem in front of the box.
Rocking back and forth slowly. Oh, Minnie.
She's like perfectly still, but now she's just looking at you.
No, we are specifically not killing thin bloods. That might start a war. But we still have to deal with the situation.
He said they're hunting an elder.
Quite ambitious of them. My blood is jealous.
Seems like that's a problem that would take care of itself, but fine.
Well, it's better that we get credit for it than they do.
What do you think about the new blood?
Honestly, I'm expecting them to bolt, and I'm expecting the prince to order their destruction.
I don't think
But
she-
these are times of war, and they gave you a run for their money. So maybe another soldier could be useful.
I don't think she was made by a Sabbat.
I have heard that the Sabbat have been turning people to hunt them as beasts.
Makes sense.
I've no information, however, on their sire or how they came to be.
Think it was
Is
the
that
Anarchs?
where Thomas was going? He said he had a lead.
You said he's going home.
I hope they're careful.
Do you think this could have been the Anarchs?
I asked. We'll see if anything comes of that. And we are on Anarch territory right now, so please be careful.
I don't want to know what's in this fucking box.
Yeah, she just goes back to looking back at the box.
As Mordecai pulls up to what is the name of the apartment, Thomas?
Vineyard Hills.
Vineyard Hills, a shitty, subsidized living apartment that is horribly maintained. The government has forgotten this place exists.
Yeah, I park on the other side of the street.
People are passed out on the road. And as soon as your car pulls up, it attracts a lot of attention.
As in people start approaching my vehicle?
Some people have caught some eyes, heads are turning. Some people are doing some passes by it for sure.
I'm going to open my door, step out, and open the trunk and toss the person inside the trunk over my shoulder.
Ooh. Ooh.
And I will begin walking towards where I can assume their building is.
Give me a roll.
This is an intimidation. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
give me an
intimidate people.
intimidation roll.
Yeah, you roll up and casually put a body over your shoulder. That's a message.
I have no, that's for specifically for coercion. Can I roll? Since I'm not making any emotions while doing this, I'm doing this casually. Could I do a composure and intimidation?
I'll love composure intimidation. I'll even add charisma intimidation because this is a very thought out plan.
Rolling. 4 successes, critical success.
They are freaked the fuck out. People are trying to look away now. Even the crackhead who looked like he was approaching you for some money, he's like, next one. And he's like scooting down the road.
Help, I'm being kidnapped. Ah.
What is Gwen's attitude during all of this?
Gwen will just get out of the car and with her hood up and her head hung low, just follow quietly and quaintly.
As we make our way to the doorstep, I'm just gonna sit you down or stand you up wherever you. I'm holding you out in front of me. Whether or not you fall to your feet or not is up to you.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely fall.
Get what you need to get done quickly. We need to leave soon.
Yes.
Yeah, why did we come here?
I gotta develop some photos. And I need your help,
Oh,
Gwen.
your photos. Cool.
I gotta put that key. Oh, there it is.
I didn't mean you had to show me right now, Thomas.
No, this is you're gonna. I hope you like this. Anyways, and as he opens the door, the entire apartment is pitch black. Quickly usher y'all inside.
As you approach his apartment, he's on the very top floor, and there's 4 apartments per level in this place. And he's in the very far one on the right-hand side. But you notice on the left-hand side, the door is just kind of creaked open, and there's just a face peering out. It's an old woman, very matted and greasy hair, just staring.
Hey,
It's your
Mrs.
neighbor. Yeah.
Hey, Mrs. Sanchez.
I've been waiting for you, Thomas.
Why?
Just like waiting.
You go get him, girl.
Just gonna lower my head towards Thomas and I whisper.
Who are your friends, Thomas?
Do I need to get rid of her?
Oh, she's harmless. It's just some people I met at the bar. We're just gonna hang out for a second.
Okay, some guys came by looking for you.
Did they say who they were?
No, they're wearing all leather.
Cool. Huh. Did they leave a note or a message or anything?
They sure did.
What was it?
It was a note. They left a note for you.
Where's the note?
Oh, I got it.
Okay,
Are
I'm
you sure?
I quickly walk across the hall and hold out my hand. Can I have the note?
She
please?
slaps your hand.
Oh, thank you. Can I have the note, please?
Well, you got some money for me?
I think I got a 10 on me.
I'm just gonna flash my gun. Like I'm holding up my coat and I show her where my gun is.
And Thomas doesn't know. He's like looking in his wallet.
Do I need to make an intimidation?
You do.
Alright.
She's clearly drugged out.
Oh yeah,
You
that much.
play a
That much
very
is
good
obvious.
crack.
Yes. Very, very cracked
It's
out.
almost like you have experience. 3 successes.
Saw that GTA coming out.
She doesn't take notice of the gun. She's focused on Thomas's wallet.
I'll pull out a 10 and hand it to her.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. The note, please.
Oh, yeah.
She like pulls her head in, she fishes around. You see some kids jumping on a mattress behind her, and she pokes her head back through, and she hands you this note that's like covered in some sort of grease stains, and there's fingerprints all over this thing.
Thank you. Hey, we still on for tea next week?
Yeah. I'm on for some H tonight.
Oh, I'll see you then. Turn around, go back
It
to
is
my
taking
apartment.
an immeasurable amount of willpower for Mordecai to not draw his gun.
I'm like
but he
looking at
lets-
the note as I walk.
He lets go and he closes his coat.
Shoot. Go into this apartment. What do they see, Thomas?
Well, first nothing until he turns on the lights, and you find out every single light has been replaced with one of those red lights they use in development rooms. The entire living room has been converted into basically just a dark room for his photography, and there's strings of photos across the ceiling lining the wall, except for one wall which very unconspicuously has a large sheet covering it.
One good to go a few more minutes, or you want to wrap up here?
I can go as long as you guys want to tonight.
Yeah, I can
There
keep
is at
going.
least one last thing I'd like to do before we
Okay.
call
Yeah,
it out,
wrap it
and
up
it
smooth
involves
like
his.
Okay, as long as everyone's cool going a little bit over. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Nope, I'm good tonight.
And as
So-
we walk in this room, we see all the red lights. Gwen will have a confused face, and pensively, your apartment's nice,
It looks
Thomas.
like shit.
Thank you. And he kind of quickly walks over to the developing table and points at the blanket. Please don't touch that. And he starts, pulls out the film and he starts working on it. Pulls it out, starts looking at the film, looking for the specific shot he wants. Takes it,
Right.
cuts it, starts developing it.
Gwen will put down the piece of film that she was looking at and kind of just sit there with her hands in her hoodie, waiting for the point of this trip to be revealed to her.
If I were to approach that film and try to look at it, would you stop me, Thomas?
No, there's no harm in looking.
Okay. I'll look at the film strip that you put down. I'll just start looking at the different photos. You sure do like to take pictures.
What photos does he see? You see one of V like real close up. That develops first.
Yeah, a lot of them are kind of blurry, just because he likes to point and go. But he'll see V. He'll see the pictures he took in when they first met. V's car driving away. The SUV. Well, no, not the SUV, because that's the one Thomas has in his hand. But he's going to start developing before any of the others.
You see one of Gwen pressing a button on the tablet.
You should know most of these need to be destroyed.
Yeah. He's kind of just, just like working on what he's doing.
While his attention's diverted, can I attempt to take one of these parts of this film strip?
It will be a challenged roll, so you'll have to roll dexterity and larceny, and then we'll need Thomas's wits and awareness.
I am specifically trying to get one that has V's face.
Okay.
And also, I'm there.
Yep. Roll wits and
Honestly, right
awareness
next
as well,
to you,
Gwen.
yeah. And
I got a 4.
I got a 7.
Jesus.
I got you.
You successfully slip one. There's a profile picture of him, at least, from the shoulders up.
I'll just slide that into my coat pocket and I'll put the rest of the film strip down.
You
Yep.
know,
leave it to you.
Thomas, at first I thought it was a little weird, but you actually take some pretty nice photos.
Thank you. Oh,
And
you look over there. I have a picture of the sheriff, and he like pointing at a
sorry,
specific
what did you
picture.
just say?
I have a picture of the sheriff, and he points at a specific picture, like hanging on one of the strings over in the corner.
I'm gonna look at that photo real quick.
Okay.
You
Am I?
just, you
What
just
do I
see an
see?
empty alley.
You
Oh.
see an empty alleyway.
Hilarious.
He shot the sheriff.
That caught me off guard. I'm like, wait, what?
And, probably takes about 15 minutes to develop the photo he wants before he hangs it up to dry and waits for it.
As the picture slowly develops, is there a conversation going on right now?
I'm just standing by the door waiting for them to finish.
Is
I'll-
anyone going through these rows of pictures?
I would leave the photo that I was told to look at and come stand next to Thomas, and I would sit there and stare at the developing photo.
Okay.
So what are we looking for?
Do you investigate any more of the photos, Mordecai?
Actually, you know what? Seeing as he made that joke, I'm not good at interpreting jokes. I'm gonna look for any other incriminating photos of people that are of status in the camera.
I will reiterate the blanket covering the wall. That's totally not suspicious.
I'm going. They're not looking at me, right?
I'm staring at the photo right now. I'm waiting.
I'm staring at the photo right now, waiting.
Look
I'm
upon the
invisible.
face of Malkavian madness. Do it, do it, do it!
I have
You
heightened senses, but they're not active.
quite a few photos. You see one of a Nosferatu that's particularly horrible. Very large
Aren't they
growths on their face.
But all of these photos, I can assume, are of kindred.
Well, I mean, there's some random stuff too. There's like balloons and, cars. There's a few dogs in there. Some dinner. You can probably presume Thomas is a bit of a foodie. As you're just kind of looking at all these. Actually, the more you look at it, there's pictures of fucking everything. Graffiti, construction equipment, a lupine. That's just quite a bit of pictures here. Then, of course, the blanket.
Is there anything of significance about the blanket itself? Like, is it embroidered?
Just a sheet.
Just
It's got some stains on it.
Pinned up with like thumbtacks.
Am I feeling anything?
Feel like it's covering something for sure.
Well, if I'm not feeling any particular urge to set this room on fire, I'll return the blanket to where it once was.
Nothing here looks like it was forced. And you can assume, by the way this apartment is kept, not many people have seen these photos. You don't feel like any breaches have happened. They're possible to happen.
I didn't know you actually took the blanket down. You actually would have seen something under there. That's his Pepe Silvio wall.
I'm sorry, what?
It's this Pepe Silvio wall.
Let me put a.
Yeah, I need visual representation, poor favor. I have no idea what you're saying anymore.
While you pull that up, Gwen
Oh,
would,
Jesus Christ.
Gwen would ask you, Thomas, so you just take all these random photos of everything you see, and then you develop them, but I don't get it. What's the point?
You never know. Sorry. You know how they say pictures are worth 1,000 words? Sometimes I can see the words. And as the photo is developing, does it look like just like it did in his premonition as it's developing?
Different.
Different how?
Roll. I need an intelligence roll. Give me intelligence and occult roll.
Ooh, I don't have a cult, so let's see. Two.
You see only what you can describe as a hellhound in the trunk. Is anyone else rolling?
Points at it.
I would be looking, but I don't know what I'm looking for.
Roll what's an occult? Or intelligence and occult, I apologize.
Intelligence occult?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of dice for it, but I can attempt to make it. I'm done looking at
One.
this weird board.
One. Yeah, you just kind of see what's like stereotypical, what you would call a hellhound, maybe something that was in Black Ops Zombies or something. A very deformed dog of some sort.
I'm getting some good rolls today. I got a 3.
It looks like a weird dog.
You see a dog that's clearly been flesh crafted, Mordecai. It's got jagged bones sticking out of its face. Its canines have been elongated. It's got almost a unicorn-like horn of its skull that's been flesh crafted out of its head. Work of a Samitsi for sure.
Yeah, I was about to say Samitsi. Well, that's a horribly flesh-crafted dog. Looks like the looks of a Samitsi.
That dog wasn't there. That's Haley's SUV at the laundromat.
You took this photo.
Yes. I got this thing I can do, I guess.
The next picture you're developing starts to develop.
This thing.
Hang it up.
It's a picture of Mordecai and Jose talking on the roof.
How the hell did you get a photo of this?
I don't actually know.
Taken from the ground level, aimed up.
Oh, I was about to say, you made it sound like it was from behind us. I'm like, what
No,
the hell?
he wasn't just on the roof.
I actually don't remember taking this one. That's cool. Yeah.
Is there like is it close enough to get a good enough look at our faces?
No, not at all. You know what it is because you were there.
Yeah. You don't even remember taking this photo.
No. I remember being distracted. Huh. Who is that? He points at the other guy.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You know, we could just jump out the window right now. No one would even notice.
We could just jump out the window right. Wait, what?
What was that, Thomas?
I assume Thomas heard that in his head.
Yeah, that's all you. Only Thomas heard that.
What did you
But
just
then
say, Thomas?
he just fucking said, no, we could jump out the window. Like, wait, what?
Nothing?
Nothing. You just said that we should jump out the window. It's totally weird. Why are
Hey,
you
who
being
touched
weird?
the blanket over there? Obviously trying to.
The both of us look at Mordecai.
Yes, I touched the blankets.
That's my Dallas wall, and he takes the blanket, starts putting it back up.
Saw quite a few interesting pictures in there. You're certain this place is secure?
No, but I'm trying to look. My sire is missing, and I'm trying to gather evidence, and this is my evidence. Oh, speaking of, he takes the blanket back down. He finds the picture of the former Primogen, takes it off, rips it up, tosses it over his shoulder.
Another voice rings in your head.
I don't know who he is, Joe, but he's very special. There's something about Enoch that just radiates.
Name.
I don't like it when women talk about me. It's scary.
As Thomas is kind of like in his thoughts, why don't you just bring all your stuff to the laundromat? Then you wouldn't have to get rid of it and it would be safe, right?
3 large pounds on the door.
Oh,
Immediately reach for my gun under the coat.
oh.
Are you expecting someone?
No.
Thomas, who is it?
I'm gonna walk up to the door and look through the little peephole.
You see the hounds,
Shoot.
Taz and Seth.
You two behave. I say as I open the door.
Thomas, someone's here for you!
Thank you, Mrs. Sanchez.
I'll stand to the side and let them in.
Let them weigh in, and they start walking around the room, looking at the pictures. Taking pictures again, Thomas?
I swear I don't remember taking them.
They start to, like, pull them down and collect them and start ripping them up. We're looking for someone, Thomas. Heard you ran into him.
I've run into a lot of people.
It's a new blood running around, Thomas. They start ripping and throwing pictures over their shoulder. Heard they haven't been broken in yet.
And Gwen will kind of stand in front of Thomas and say, "Hey, I don't know who you are, but stop messing with my friend's stuff."
When it's
They both turn. Well, that's a new voice.
Yeah, I'm new, whatever. What of it? Who are you?
One looks down and laughs, and when he looks up, his eyes are glowing bright red. Looks like we found the new blood, Thomas. And Mordecai, harboring a new blood, ashamed of you.
Not by choice.
What's wrong, Mordecai? What does that mean?
Everyone needs to be broken in, new blood.
Why do you keep saying that? What do you mean, broken in?
Don't touch her.
What are you gonna do about it, Thomas? Tell you what you can do. You can take a picture of this, because it's gonna be quite entertaining. They're gonna lunge at Gwen.
I have a question before the scene starts.
Yes.
A quick rundown of the hounds.
Yes.
Are they like enforcers or something?
So the sheriff has appointed 2 subsidiaries in this domain. The sheriff has 2 hounds who report directly to him.
Right.
Below the hounds are 2 scourges.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So these are kind of like the sheriff's deputies.
Scourges would be NCOs. Hounds would be officers.
Hmm.
Sheriff would be a senior officer.
Okay. All right. And this breaking in tradition, is that something that is known to me or Mordecai?
It's more of a hazing.
Oh.
Those who are new to the domain must be greeted properly. Everyone's had to go through it, probably. Thomas, probably on a weekly basis, from his reaction to seeing the hounds.
And you said this hazing. I need to make sure that this isn't about to do something that goes against what my code dictates to be right.
It's more of an unwritten rule.
An unwritten rule.
It's an unwritten rule.
Unwritten rules don't exist, sir.
You can take it as you see.
Unwritten rules can't be enforced.
This is not an enforced action by the prince. If it was, this would have happened in the presence of the prince. This is a enforced action of the hounds.
That's what I was thinking.
Take that however you see fit.
I'm taking that at the barrel of my gun as I level it towards them as they begin to act aggressively. Stand down, boys. You know this isn't sanctioned. I won't tolerate any kindred upon kindred violence.
Are you being intimidating or are you being professional?
I am being professional, but I will
All right.
shoot them.
Give me charisma, and we will call it
Politics?
politics or etiquette. I'll throw that etiquette roll in there because
I'm
why
pretty
not?
etiquette. I'll use
I'll let you
etiquette.
choose.
Yeah, I'll use etiquette.
You took points in etiquette this time. Can't imagine why.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. Ooh. I got a success on all my dice. That's a critical 4.
Your time will come, New Blood. When the prince's bodyguard isn't here. We'll be back, Thomas. And as they do, one of them reaches out with a claw and snaps the line of pictures as they leave.
Thomas just stares them down as they leave.
Rope comes tumbling down and slaps against the floor as all the pictures tumble off their little clothespins.
What the hell was that? Who the hell is that guy?
Street trash punks that think they're above the law. Just because they serve it.
Thomas, they're leaving!
Thank you, Mrs. Sanchez.
I believe it's time for you to pick up house, Thomas.
Yeah.
How long has this been happening?
Yeah, they come around every now and then just to fuck with me. Oh, you see so many people. You can take so many pictures. Don't let it happen again.
Screw those guys. They don't know about our new spot at the laundromat. Why don't we just go there?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to at this point. And he takes the blanket, lays it out on the floor, starts picking up everything and like putting it in the middle of the blanket to make like a bindle of his photo equipment.
Gwen
Look at my
will
watch.
try to help it where she can.
How much time do we have until sunrise?
About 2 hours.
Have
Are you
30
guys gonna
minutes.
spend time collecting the apartment?
Yeah, Thomas doesn't own much other than photography equipment.
You have 30 minutes. Meet me in the car when you're ready.
Okie dokie.
I'll begin heading downstairs. Mainly to make sure that the hounds are actually out of the building and not waiting for us.
You go downstairs and you do see them on their bikes. They're eyeing your car, but as you make your way out, they quickly kickstart their bikes and ride off.
Not too much time has passed between them leaving and me leaving, so I want to make sure they didn't do something to my car. So
They didn't. They were. You can tell they were thinking about it.
Just spit on the ground as I make my way over to the car. Start the engine. I'll wait for them to pack up house.
Do you grab everything, Thomas?
Yeah. Pictures, couple gallons of developing fluid.
Make a wits and awareness roll
I would be helping Thomas as well.
as well, and make one too.
Okay.
DC, I'm looking for is 5. No, we'll say 3.
Are we doing the assisting, like adding a dice to the
Yes.
main pit? Alright, so
Yep.
Thomas, you would just be adding a dice to your check.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do a willpower reroll.
Okay. There is also the option of a devil's bargain.
Yeah, it's gotta take a fucking devil's bargain on this. It's insane.
I have to put all my cards out there.
Shamelessly plug the Devil's Bargain.
Believe me when I say this, I will use the devil's bargain if the need is necessary.
I know you will. You always
Yeah,
use the devil's
That's
bargain.
what it's there for. To force the narrative.
Devil always gets its due.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she
Enoch
does.
Enoch certainly did pay that fucking price, didn't he?
Sure did. A few times.
Motherfucker.
So did Jet and Mr. Rex and Joe and Saw the snake.
That
rolled a
poor
3.
thing. That poor little pickle jar noodle.
Oh, well, hello. What'd you guys roll?
I rolled a 3 and I added the 1 from Gwen helping me.
You get everything, and as you like pack it all up in this bundle, you forget about the pictures that were on the other side of the door, and you quickly pull them down. One of them actually showing a picture of Minnie from before you actually knew her. You just caught one. Her walking down the road, or with keys in her hand, or you forget what she was doing.
That was from a while ago. What with all the others? All right, I think I'm ready. Let's go.
Gwen will have like a little like plastic milk crate filled with a few things, and she'll look over to Thomas. So what are we doing with the rest of this stuff?
Like looks around. Leave it here, I guess. I got all the important things.
Do you think Mordecai will be mad?
About what? Some counters and a couch?
Well, he's mad about everything, but I
I was
mean,
about to say, honey, Mordecai's always mad. That's not your fault.
if you say so. I just don't like the energy when he's yelling all the time.
I mean, I've just met him today, but I guess you get used to it.
I haven't raised my voice once. What?
You all have this conversation going downstairs. Mrs. Sanchez, where you going, Thomas?
Going to a friend's house for a while. I'll be back next week for tea.
Okay.
Tell the kids I love them.
She seems nice.
Disrespectful brats. I just stepped in between the fucking hounds and you. Just
As you load this loot into Mordecai's car, where are you all heading?
Back to
the-
Frank's.
Back to
Back-
laundromat. Yeah.
As you all head back to the laundromat without issue, we're gonna end tonight's session with the final scene of the coterie kind of coming together. Minnie, the long-awaited arrival of Mordecai, that hour took way too fucking long.
She is just still so she put it. I'm imagining it's like a coffee table. Was there one? I don't know. There is now. The box is on the coffee table. She is also on the coffee table, just staring at it. She doesn't acknowledge you as you walk. Actually, no. She's probably like obfuscated until she hears you walking in, and as soon as you. What?
Fire. She started to perspire even though she can't sweat anymore.
And like, so you just see like the box on the table, and then suddenly she just appears crouched next to the box, and she goes,
Can you please open the box now?
Have you been sitting there the entire time?
It's safe, isn't it?
Judging by the hole in the dust, it's probably
Yes.
probably set over there too.
You've earned that at the very least, as well as a bit more of my trust. Alright, move over. So as I move in front of the box and take my key out, I'll click it. It has to go
There's
in as-
Haley when this is going down as well.
I've been waiting in the main area for everyone to come back.
Yeah, so kind of the same area that Minnie's at. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. So you guys are all
Haley,
together.
here now.
I think I'm a
See me
little
place the-
empathetic to Minnie's condition, so I'm waiting
what's
for
up.
the big reveal.
Believe it
we
or
get
not, I
down
know a
to
few
business.
Nosferatu. I understand your pain. I slide my key and I twist it to the left, to the right twice, and then back to the left as it makes a clicking noise. And I open the crate, and you see a fully assembled. What's it called? Actually, no. I'm just gonna post a picture of it. Just gonna post a picture of it, and then y'all are going to like it, because that's a better descriptor than what I was going to say. I'll tell you what kind of gun it is.
You're muted, Cat.
It's essentially a military grade DMR.
That's
Thomas looks at it. Oh. And then he goes to his room.
There you go.
It's a gun.
You can all tell it's heavily modified. This does not look normal. Even the clip it takes has kind of got like some cylindrical aspects. It looks like it can only take a certain clip.
I'll
Yeah,
pop
imagine Gwen and Thomas are
the.
just ignoring this and walking past with all their camera equipment.
Yeah, I just like glanced at the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And then kept walking.
I'll pop the
Stupid.
magazine out and I will just tilt it to where Minnie can look into it.
Can I tell what
Guess
this
what?
is? Oh,
Guess what we're hunting? You see pure silver bullets.
Sir,
it's
they're approaching from the left flank.
You hear in your head, Thomas.
Sort of looking to my left.
What are we hunting?
Come on, surely you must be at least a little bit more knowledge than that.
Wolves.
We're not the only creatures of the night, Minnie.
Well, what
Werewolves. Lupine.
the fuck?
The handling of silver leaves something a little bit to be desired. Take at least half your range off before trying.
Fucking werewolves are real.
Indeed. Yes, werewolves are real, amongst other things that I will not be disclosing at this point in time. So as I put the magazine back in and lower the gun back to the crate before closing it.
Should I put this right here, Thomas?
Yeah.
Thomas, hey,
uh,
is this okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are
Hey,
you
if I
always so
told-
spacey?
If I told you I heard voices, would you think I'm weird?
No, that would totally explain why you're just like clueless half the time you're in the room.
Cool.
We're not weird. We're just different.
Shut up. Who's listening to me?
Was that it again?
Oh,
What
you can hear
is
me.
going on with you?
Yes. Hi, I'm Thomas. Who are you?
It's
Hi.
Gwen, Thomas.
Abigail.
Hi, Abigail. You're in my head right now. Do you live there?
No. Well, do I?
I don't
You
know.
don't have my permission. Get out.
Oh. Are the
Sorry.
mean men coming for you too?
Gwen,
I just saw the
Thomas, get
Huh?
in here.
Sorry, Abigail. My handler is calling me.
No. I'm sorry too.
Thomas,
voice goes
I
quiet.
think we have to go. Haley's calling us.
Yeah,
Are you sure you're okay?
it's kind of hard to explain. Let's go. Thomas
Well, dude.
sit down this stuff and close the door behind them after they leave.
So we're all here.
Yes.
Everyone's there. Correct.
It's been a busy night for all of us. But with the Prince's proclamation, we are now a coterie, for better or for worse.
That's cool. I've never had one of those before.
As such, I think I owe you a proper introduction. My name is Haley Pittman, progeny of Thomas Locke, with a direct line all the way to Antonius the Gaul. We are Clan Ventru. We keep the masquerade. I've been here in Austin for about 5 months now, trying to get the lay of the land, learn the politics, and we can get into that at another night. And we can rely on that knowledge to get these tasks done. I'm in private security, mostly overseas, but I'm back at Prince McFarlane's request, And so I'll be here in Austin for the foreseeable future. And I'd like to make the most of that. And I hope I can rely on you, all of you, to that end.
So Sophie's not your sire.
That
My
would be
sire,
absurd.
my sire owed Sophie McFarland a great deal. And my services balance that debt.
I guess if we're taking turns, I'm Thomas Knight, the progeny of Dallas Salvador, the primogen of the Malkavian in Austin. And I'm here to find out where he went. Also, I like to take pictures. He knows up his camera.
What was it name again? The product
Dallas Salvador.
Everyone roll intelligence and we'll call it awareness.
Politics?
No, I'm gonna say intelligence and awareness.
We can add politics to that roll. Apparently, we can roll more than 2 different kinds of dice.
Yeah, add politics to it. Go for it.
2.
3.
He said he was the progeny of the Malkavian primogen, who he's looking
definitely-
for.
That caught my attention as soon as he said that.
This is who you all saw get blown up tonight.
That was not the same name though. The guy that got.
Yes, the names did not match.
Gut check, is Thomas of a lower generation than us?
Higher.
Lower number meaning more powerful.
I forget about that.
He may be a slightly lower generation.
Noted.
Not by much, if he is.
Generation to generation.
Looks like Thomas is in charge.
If you can bleed, you can die. Also, this boy just got bullied. We need to protect him, not let him lead.
I thought there could only be one primogen per clan.
The primogen is usually the strongest of the clan in the territory. And their role is to keep the prince in check, act as advisors, and make sure that the interests of their clan is heard.
Yeah.
So is the meeting over, or
Well, I'm waiting for everyone else to introduce themselves again.
I'm not doing this? Isn't like break the ice, Thomas. We're not.
Well, technically, we know each other as well as we know you. We all just met today.
Though some of us seem to have been aware of each other's presence longer than others. I say as I look towards Thomas.
Are you talking to me yet?
Not yet. We're still in a meeting.
You've gotten ruder.
Coop. I'm sorry. I didn't.
I haven't forgotten.
Are you talking
He
to
does
me?
that sometimes.
Oh, wait. You can hear me.
Malkavians do.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot lately. Huh.
Well, then I'll look into Haley. you're the captain or whatever, so what are we doing?
I believe I have an answer to that question. I received a prerogative from my close friend who works for the prince. We are, over the next few nights, going to be hunting a lupine, one that has been dog-tagged by the Sabbat.
Is this a special close friend? Is he cute?
I will not answer that question.
Is he cute?
We also have to prevent a elder from being killed by some thin bloods, which we need to talk about in a little bit, Gwen. But I was hoping with this short time we have left tonight that we will all be spending quite a bit of time to just get to know a little bit more about the rest of you.
Oh, we are doing icebreakers. You can't be serious.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? We only have 2 hours till we go to sleep.
Then looking left and looking right. Fine. Hi, my name's Gwen. I was recently a senior at Texas University until, well, you all already know. I really am into music and I like making K-pop soundtracks. But not anymore because the prince broke my iPad.
This is leaned over towards Minnie. What the hell is a K-pop?
It's a Korean pop band, usually a group. It could be men or women, with groups ranging from 12 to 30.
I see. Strange.
Love that Minnie just has a dex of K-pop knowledge. It makes me so happy.
I'm actually not sure how accurate that is. If there's any K-pop people, I'm sorry.
It's totally
pretty
accurate.
close.
That's right.
I think it's close though.
See?
Okay.
Got a couple of shy people in the back.
There's
Point over at Minnie and Mordecai.
not much to say. Wander a lot. Been in town, suppose about a year now. I do jobs, I hunt things. Get paid for it. What do you want to know?
Because we're gonna spend a lot of time together.
No, what?
We're in a coterie.
Not why.
We want to
she-
rely on each other.
She pulls down the mask for the first time. She,
What? What do you want to know?
What's your favorite color?
Wait.
Pink, why?
It's a pretty color.
Feel the need to point out that white's not a color.
It's all the colors.
Mordecai, I believe it is your turn.
Fine. Ask me your questions. Get this over with. You already know my name, Mordecai Heather. You know what I do. What else do you need to know?
What exactly do you do?
I'm an assassin.
And how do you know Jose?
He thinks he's so cool.
Look at John
I
Wick
know
over here.
Jose because he's my sire.
Oh, that was the guy on the building.
Yes, that was the guy on the building that you took a picture of without knowing somehow.
How long have you been in town?
A while.
Do you think we can rely on you?
You can. as I have already proven that. As I turn my attention towards Thomas and Gwen. I can be quite reliable.
He did protect me from the big bad guys.
Yeah, he might act all tough and stuff, but he did back us up, so.
What do you mean?
The sheriff's hounds came to harass them, so
Why?
I stepped
yeah.
in. There are low-life scoundrels that believe they're above the law just because they work for it. I don't need a reason to know that they're doing something wrong. So I
Has
stopped it.
have I ever
They stopped
encountered
me
the
on the
hounds?
way out of town as well.
They wanted
should
to
keep
beat
an
up
eye.
Gwen.
And they could have tried, but they wouldn't have gotten very far. I was ready.
They would have torn you to pieces.
Bullshit, Mordecai. How do you know?
They're far older and far stronger than you.
Yeah, whatever. Old like you.
Older.
High five.
Okay, where are we high-fiving?
Have I encountered the hounds before?
Definitely. The hounds definitely would try to run racket on anyone they would get to know. Nosferatu, a little less than most. You definitely would have had encounters. They use their rank as a means to do things.
Okay.
And you all also know the sheriff and his employees are the only ones in the entire Camarilla that if something were to go down at somewhere like the Elysium, they'd not even be in trouble for it.
Yep, we'll have to go over the rest of the traditions, Gwen, but the sixth tradition, distraction, the elder of the city, the prince, has ultimate say in who lives, who dies.
And it's just everybody's okay with that?
Well,
No.
You're going to have to be.
you're gonna have to be.
No, what? No, we're not high-fiving? I'm waiting for you.
Meet me tomorrow at the university.
What university?
Texas.
Do you have any other questions, or is this done?
We have more information, but that can wait till till tomorrow at dusk.
Is it,
It's because I am quite tired.
is it assumed that we're all staying here?
I'm not driving out this early.
Haley, your phone dings. It's ready, sir.
I'm gonna be the first one to get up from the
I said
table.
tomorrow at dusk.
A few seconds go by and you see the three dots appear. Apologies. We'll reschedule.
I'll collect my hollow point ammunition and head over to it. Are there any available rooms?
I believe V said there were 4 rooms.
2 of them are taken.
2 have been taken. Wits and awareness as you walk by one of the rooms.
Excellent question. Wait, that wasn't a question. Excellent suggestion.
Specifically Thomas's room.
Interesting.
What did I do?
Thomas took the one room with the bed already in it.
Three successes.
You do see the stack of pictures that were just kind of set on the floor that were, you know, kind of leaning tower of Pisa up and have kind of collapsed on the floor. And you see a few pictures of some people in your coterie from possibly before today.
I'll note that the door was closed, but I can assume that they slid under the door.
Yeah, we'll say that.
Oh.
Go ahead. Okay.
I'll if they're not too far out of reach, I'll just pick them up and hold on to them until I can safely dispose of them.
Yep. One's a picture of Minnie, one is a picture of Haley.
I'm more just impressed rather than concerned that he managed to get a picture of Minnie. But I'll put that back in my mind as I put it back in my coat. What are these 2 rooms available?
Empty cement rooms.
I want to pick the one that is least filthy. I don't care which one. I just need one that's...
Yeah, there's only 3 rat carcasses in this one.
All right. As soon as I get in the room, I'm gonna start cleaning. Go ahead.
As the party kind of disperses to their rooms, I'll walk over to Haley, and say, "Hey, I know this is all kind of a lot, and I'm new here, but it just feels like you're actually kind of looking out for me, so I just wanted to say thanks. Even though I might not show it." And she'll just like start to leave.
We'll do our best. There's no way I'm staying here tonight. It is filthy, and I'll make some arrangements to improve this to habitable state, but I will retreat to my haven for the time being. I'll be back at dusk or shortly after dusk. I've got an appointment to keep.
You're leaving then.
I can't make it to my place with the amount of time I have left.
I'm a grown vampire. I don't sleep on couches.
4 rooms, 5 vampires. We'll have to make arrangements to make this suitable for all of us.
Are you ordering us to stay here?
I don't have that power.
Very well.
Oh, and Minnie stands up and she'll start to go to the door.
It is a rule, however, that coteries haven together. But tonight, we wouldn't be... This place certainly isn't hospitable yet.
I will grab some of my things to make accommodations to move here henceforth. I'll see you at dusk then.
Look, can any of you tell me how to turn this off? Because this is I can't talk to like 500 people at once.
Did you say Texas?
Yeah.
Ah, shit. I thought I was in Japan.
That's a long way from Minnesota.
Oh. I will send it by airmail.
Oh, that could work.
Mm-hmm.
I'll meet you at the University of Airmail.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Well, we're going to end stream. I'm sure the Coterie has questions for me off stream. Thank you all so much for being here. Another great session.
Can I do one
We'll be
thing
back next week.
on my way home?
Yes, you can.
Minnie, just on her way back to her haven, she's gonna stop by a liquor store and pick up 2 bottles of Fireball whiskey and a Zippo lighter.
How'd you know that was my favorite?
It's not. It's Minnie's.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm more of a wine guy, you know.
Oh, that was a good session.
Well, in tonight's session, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to end stream so we can answer some questions and get these nice kindred off to their havens. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Are you guys raiding anyone?
Peace. No.
Alright. Goblins, we're going to find someone to raid.
I'll find someone to raid.
I am appalled by the good rolls I was getting today. I was not expecting that.
Goblins, we're going to raid Legends of Evantris. It looks like they're
Should
starting a
rate
new.
both of them.
Slowest I rolled was a 2.
They're starting a new campaign. We'll see you all next week. Good night, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.